San Diego, it's time to fire it up. From the beaches to the ballparks, from the Gaslamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime years.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
What's up, San Diego? And a happy Tuesday to everybody out there in America's finest city. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each and every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's number one sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Here with Frank Marchese. I love when, don't you love when StreamYard decides to update things without our
knowledge,
approval,
consent,
or knowledge? So now we have like names on things.
I don't know. I know there's a way to turn it off.
I know there is.
Got it.
There you go.
Wait.
Do you have it? Do you have it?
There it is. Yes.
You have it. There it is. That should have said Frankie Natty Casings.
Yeah.
Not Paul. Frankie Natty Casings. Before we got in the studio today, Frank's got some gripes too. It's not as much as Scraby. Frank's got his own gripes.
What did I gripe about?
Frank's frustrations, I should say. I think that's a fair name. Frank's
Is my
frustrations.
memory that bad that I don't remember what you're talking about?
You were just complaining about the fan being unplugged.
Oh, yes.
So the fan, which I don't know how you can have the fan at the fan unplugged, but the fan's unplugged in the studio, and Frank said,
We got a show breaking problem
we have a major
right now.
problem, and the guy's on all fours on the ground over here, and I'm like, what is happening? What's unplugged? What needs to be fixed? And he says, the fan is not plugged in. I'm like, excuse me?
Our little fan over here. There it is.
The fan is not plugged in. And so Frank goes, you can't take away the only thing that brings me happiness in this world. Which is a little dramatic, but we are dramatic on this show.
I need to have air blowing on me at all times. Otherwise, I overheat, which is not a good place for me to be in.
So Frank's upset about the fan, and I responded with, not the only thing. Don't forget about the Oscar Mayer Wiener ornament that you just got. That's definitely number two in terms of happiness.
Right, correct.
And to which the point of, I thought for sure he should be, since it's no longer the holidays, you should hang that from your rearview mirror. And then we could call you Frankie Casings. That's your new mob name. Frankie Casings, Frankie Natty Casings. I think it'd be great. What do we think about that, chat? Think about Frank's new name. Cole Brooks. Frank is a simple man. Let him have his fan. I'm 97.3, The Fan. Natty Casings, best name. I agree. Frankie Natty Casings. I love it. I wouldn't put that on any of your social media handles anytime
I'm
soon.
not going to, as a matter of fact.
I think it's great. Anyway, let's get the day started. So we got a lot to talk about in terms of the baseball world that we're going to talk about in the 11 o'clock hour. We got some hot stove talk with talks about Freddie Peralta potentially being traded. The Orioles are pursuing for Ranger Suarez. Astros could be a trade, a position player in the near future. Apparently the Pirates are still looking to land a third baseman, most likely a slugging third baseman since Okamoto left. So we got a lot of information on that. We also have a lot of information on Kyle Tucker and where Kyle Tucker might land. And we're going to talk more about that in the 11 o'clock hour. But when you start doing the process of elimination on where Kyle Tucker could potentially sign, not a lot of options that are great for the Padres at this point in time. And Frank was giving me the full breakdown of, like, if this happens, then this is going to happen. If this happens, then this is going to happen. And it's going to lay into potentially a signing that you would not like to see if you're a Padres fan or really a fan of baseball in general. Now, Major League Baseball might like this because it might push for a salary cap even sooner. It was funny. Yesterday, I was driving home from work, and I was listening to Gwynn and Chris. And Scraby was talking about the NFL playoffs, which we will talk about later on the show as well. We'll talk about the playoff pick. We'll talk about the playoff in the NFC at noon. We'll talk about the AFC playoff at 12:15, and we'll dive into a little bit of, early projections of what we think is going to happen, some matchups, some things to look for in those games that will happen this weekend. It'll be a fun weekend in football, and a great weekend in football when it starts on Thursday with the college football playoff. We got a college football playoff game on Thursday. We got a college football playoff game on Friday. We have 3 NFL games on Saturday, 3 NFL games on Sunday, and an NFL game on Monday. Keeps you entertained until we get ready for pitchers and catchers to report. So they're talking about, and Scraby brings up the fact that the NFL is so balanced because of all the new teams that are in the playoffs. Think about the teams that didn't make the playoffs, right? Kansas City went 6-11 this year. 6-11. But you look at the teams in the playoffs in the NFC. You got Carolina in there this year. The Chicago Bears got the 2 seed. The Seattle Seahawks got the 1. Packers back in it. Niners back in it. Rams back in it. But a lot of new faces in the NFC. In the AFC, Jaguars won the division. Houston Texans are in. New England Patriots have resurrected from the grave. They got the 2 seed. Chargers sneak in as a 7. The Bills, obviously, has been a perennial team. No Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC this year. The Denver Broncos got the 1 seed. And so Scraby brought up the fact that it was kind of a balanced league. It's the parity of the NFL. And then, Gwen and Chris doing as they do, having a difference of opinion. That's what makes these talk shows fun. Talking about, well, in baseball, you have all these new teams all the time. My thing is with the parity of the NFL compared to the parity of baseball, and this is why you need a salary cap in Major League Baseball. I'm on Scraby's side on this. Yeah, sure, a lot of teams make the playoffs, but how many of them actually have a chance of winning the World Series? Like, the argument that they brought up yesterday was the Cincinnati Reds made the playoffs. Cincinnati Reds have no chance at winning a World Series. Did anybody last year think the Cincinnati Reds had any chance at winning a World Series? Frank, did you think the Reds were going to win the World Series? Do you think they had any chance at getting through the Dodgers and then after that getting through whoever came about?
I mean, if every single Dodger got pneumonia, they probably had a shot at it. But other than that, no.
The only way they had a shot at it is if they had to if they gave the Dodgers some sanctions for use of illegal players like it was a CIF event. That was the only way. So, yeah, there's a little bit of the conversation. Well, they made the playoffs, but they don't have a chance. You look at the NFL, I would say everybody in the National Football League right now has a chance to win the Super Bowl with the exception of the 2 4 seeds. I think that's fair. I could probably make a case for every team in the NFC to win the Super Bowl with the exception of Carolina. Is that out of the ordinary? Is that a crazy statement, Frank?
No, I mean, and you can even make a case for Carolina, as we saw earlier this year. All they have to do is win the coin toss. They won the game.
That's true. They got a 50-50 chance of winning every single game. That's probably better odds than every other team in the playoffs.
Exactly. Just win the coin toss.
The other thing you could talk about is the AFC. You could make a case for every team in the AFC to win the Super Bowl, with the exception of maybe Pittsburgh. But at least, Pittsburgh's got a home game. You never know. As the 4 seed, Denver got the 1. Obviously, you can make a case for them. I think, the worst seed in the AFC playoffs, the Chargers have a really good team. If their offensive line wasn't completely dismantled, they probably would have had a better finish. Got a good coach in Harbaugh. Buffalo Bills have Josh Allen. They're the 6th seed. I mean, you look at it, and there is a group that, there's the conversation to be had about the fact that the NFL is wide open this year. And I think that makes for a better playoff. Here's the other thing that they talked about on Gwen and Chris. Chris brought up the idea, he's just saying, is it better, Frank, for the league to have parity, or is it better for the league to have a juggernaut that everybody can either root for or root against?
You got to have a balance.
I agree.
You can't just have dynasty after dynasty after dynasty after dynasty. Just in the same way, you can't just have every team win it every single year, because if it's just craziness and that's just the way it is, well, then that's what becomes expected. So that craziness isn't special anymore. You need to have that mix of, craziness is great, but every now and again, you do need someone to separate themselves from the pack.
Personally, maybe it's just a personal preference. Like, to me, I feel like, and I don't want to speak for diehard sports fans, but I feel like sports fans, the diehards, like me and you, my buddies that chime in on the chat, a lot of our YouTube people, the diehard sports fans that love every type of sport. I feel like they like balance in their leagues where anybody can win it. And maybe they don't. Maybe they do like the juggernaut and just hating on one team or loving one team. I personally don't like that. That is why I've never really gotten in the NBA, but I think the NBA is starting to balance a little bit more.
Yeah.
But even then, like when they load up on their teams on one team, I don't really care. And it's only happened a couple of times. And right now the NBA is starting to get some other teams in there, like Oklahoma City won it last year.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I'd rather have every team have a shot and you get constantly good games. Now, there's not an elite team in the NFL right now. There's a bunch of good teams. There's a lot of bad teams, but it's like the balance is there. I don't really care if one team's record has, one team's got 15 or 16 wins. That doesn't excite me as much as it does when you have any given Sunday, any given Saturday in college football, any single, series in Major League Baseball. It could go any way. To me, that is fun to watch. That's the competition that I want to see. Maybe I'm in a minority there, but that's what I would rather see. Like when the NBA had the Warriors and the Cavs going at it for 4 years in a row or 3, whatever it was, I didn't care. You just waited for the finals. You're like, oh, none of these teams have any type of chance.
And
the NFL parity is elite. I agree with one. Nobody has been able to match that in terms of not only different teams making the playoffs, but different teams with an opportunity to win the Super Bowl.
And why is this year more exciting than recent seasons?
In the National Football League?
Yes.
Because there's no dominant team.
Because the dynasty isn't there. So you're going to get a win. So you're going to get an interesting winner. The Chiefs aren't there. The
Eagles are not as good.
The Eagles are not going to stomp through the NFC the way they have over the last couple of years. That's why I say if it's like this every year, then it just becomes the norm. So you do need to have that dynasty to make these types of postseasons still feel special. And that's it. You can't have it every year because then it gets boring, it gets repetitive, it gets like that Cavs Warriors era or Heat Warriors era too, I believe. But you do need those dynasties. You can't just eliminate those dynasties from sports, period.
Yeah, but I'd rather have a league that's wide open.
Yeah, I agree.
If the league is still wide open and a team happens to have more success, that's fine. But when a team is just loaded, with talent and they finagle things to make their roster way better. I'm not saying it's illegal. I'm not saying it's against the rules. But what I'm saying is I think it's better for Major League Baseball to have teams always competitive. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the other thing, too. This is what they brought up on Gwen and Chris. They talked about, Major League Baseball's got all the good organizations are the ones that make the playoffs all the year. Well, that's somewhat true, but they're also really good organizations because they have more resources than everybody else. Baseball and college football are the same right now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody talks about how great the Dodgers are, which is fine. They've proven it. And they do a lot of good things. It's not like they're incompetent and they just have a lot of money. They're actually really good at what they do, and they have a lot of money. Same thing can be said about Ohio State. Well, Ohio State's just really good at what they do. But they're playing by different rules. They have more areas. They have more areas of fault. There's more areas that they can mess up and still get away with it. To me, the judgment, it's the same thing on quarterback evaluation. This is why I evaluate quarterbacks so strongly. When I hear about a guy's this guy's an elite quarterback because the team's winning, and the guy's surrounded by talent, surrounded by a great offensive line, surrounded by great receivers, surrounded by and the offense is loaded. I can't evaluate a guy like that. I mean, anybody can have success when the team around him like that is great, especially in football. Same thing can be said. I look at a guy like Brock Purdy. My biggest thing with Brock Purdy is the way you evaluate Brock Purdy is in, this year and then the next year when these contracts expire and they can't afford to bring back Christian McCaffrey or whoever, and he's getting older, but you can't afford to have the same loaded roster you had because you invested in different areas of the roster. When that part fails and he's got to go out there and do it by himself, that's where the guys that are elite show that they're elite. Like Tom Brady. Tom Brady actually had better receivers in Tampa than he did in New England.
Mm-hmm.
He actually had a better roster in Tampa than he had in New England. But in New England, he was able to show that he didn't need a lot of talent around him. He had good talent some years, but he didn't need a lot of the talent. The same thing can be said about the resources for these teams. Like, I'd like to see Ohio State use San Diego State's budget and then tell me that they're better than everybody else. You know, like, it's one thing to say, look, we got a lot of resources. But to sit there with a big contract, like to sit there with all this NIL money where you could sign whoever you want and then puff your chest out and be like, we're just so much smarter and better than everybody else, it falls on deaf ears. And I find that to be the case in baseball, where it's like, yeah, they're good organizations, but they also have a lot of resources. Like, to me, a well-run organization is like the Tampa Bay Rays. They don't have a lot of things to work with, right? They don't have a lot of money. They do a really good job of what they got, and they have success. But when you look at like college football, everyone's like, well, you know, Oregon's just so much better than everybody else. They are. And I think Dan Lanning does a good job, but you should hear what they offer kids to go to their school. I mean, I don't know how you compete with some of these things. Yeah, just dropping like $2 million. I mean, we talked about it yesterday. Cincinnati's quarterback got $5 million to go play for Texas Tech. And we're going to talk about that later on with the transfer portal. Frank's got a transfer portal. So I don't even know why we call it the transfer portal. It is college football free agency. $5 million is more than what Shedeur Sanders is making over the entirety of his contract. It's crazy. But again, to go back to the parity thing, the NFL has all sorts of markets able to win a Super Bowl every single year. That is parity. It's not just the richest teams that do well. They all have the same resources, and some organizations are competent, some are not, just like they have in baseball. But the reason of competence is not because of how much money they have. And that is where Major League Baseball fans are fed up with. Not really the direction I wanted to start the show with, but an interesting topic nonetheless. As I was listening to Gwen and Chris yesterday, that's why I think the NFL is king when it comes to parity. Is when you invest in a guy like a Shohei Ohtani for the Dodgers, give him $700 million. Forget the deferred payments for a second. Let's just say what's the contract he got. All of a sudden, you can't spend on anything else. And now you have a massive hole somewhere. Where in baseball, you don't have rosters with massive holes in them unless they don't have the resources for it. We're off and running. Let me know what you think. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Big basketball game tonight. San Diego State at Nevada. We will get you a preview and what's to come with the Aztecs in the next month or so. This might be the do-or-die month for San Diego State basketball. I'll tell you about it when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show. San Diego's number one sports station, 97.3 The Fan. 10:23 as the Braden Surprenant Show broadcast live from the Bill Howe Studios. We know how. Big thanks to Bill Howe and the new sponsorship here and our brand new clean studios. 97 through the fan. You didn't get the text last night, but I got the text last night.
Okay.
For the morning show.
Mm-hmm.
Paul talked about like, hey, this is great. Just try not to eat in the studio, even though we're not as big of slobs as they make it sound to be. But that being said, and we should all do our part to keep this thing clean. But that being said, can we bring some of the banners back in or just decorate it a little bit? That's where it begins. It's the beginning of the end. That's the beginning of the end because it starts with one thing and then it starts moving to a bunch of different things. And then you have clutter and dust and a bunch of other. Then it becomes dirty in here again.
Yeah.
But I'm not opposed. That being said, this show will not bring in anything.
No, like
we don't need to bring anything in here.
No, to like
if the morning show wants to bring in decorations, sure, go ahead.
Like
I'm sure they'll make it look great.
Like bringing back the Dylan Cease and Joe Musgrove no-hitter front pages to thumbtack them to the wall. That's fine. Like,
well, Adam responded with like, well, they weren't supposed to take everything out of there. Hopefully, they didn't throw it all away. I hope that's the case.
Ruh-roh.
There's somewhere in this building. Whiteboards. Your whiteboards with markers. Somewhere in this building.
We got to find them before 12:45.
Have to find them. Before Frank gets to start doing math on the air. It's never good to do math on the air.
Nope.
All right, let's talk about Aztec basketball. San Diego State has Nevada on the road today. Okay? It's tonight.
Hold on. Don't. Okay?
I think you should make that.
Don't.
You encouraged him by putting it on the YouTube chat.
Please do not.
One reason the YouTube chat goes, what if you make a Frank Natty Casings poster? Make it look like a classic, like Farrah Fawcett poster, but it's
God.
Frank with the natural casings. We're on to something here. Juan.
Are we,
Start cooking, Juan.
Are we, though? Are we really on to something, though?
I think we are, because you're getting nervous and your head's turning into tomato. That's exactly why. Okay, let's talk about Aztec basketball. We talked briefly about their game against Boise State on Saturday. They got a big game tonight. They're 9-4 on the season. They're 3-0 in Mountain West Conference play. The Aztecs are. They're coming off their first triple overtime win in program history because that happens a lot. That was a heck of a game on Saturday. Now, like, was the actual basketball great? I don't know. Some people can say no. In terms of excitement level of the game, yeah, it was exciting. BJ Davis got himself a Conference Player of the Week award for that game. But it's part of San Diego State's Mountain West farewell tour before moving to the Pac-12 next year. This will be the last time they play in Reno, which is interesting because Nevada's opening up a brand new arena over at the Grand Sierra Resort in Reno. I've actually stayed there before, not surprisingly. The parking lot is massive, and there's a reason why. You're building a stadium there, building a brand new basketball arena that I'm sure the Grand Sierra Resort will use in other capacities. On the other side, Nevada's 11-3. They're 3-0. They're running a 7-game winning streak. Both teams are tied atop of the league with Utah State. Mountain West currently ranks third nationally in strength of schedule. That's surprising to me because the Mountain West hadn't really... They have a good strength of schedule, Frank. They didn't win a lot of the games, though.
Right.
I mean, Boise State lost to Hawaii. What did they lose to? Hawaii Pacific or something like that?
Yeah, I believe so. That was their opener.
I mean, San Diego State, yeah, they played some good competition. They didn't beat anybody. Get smoked by Arizona. Get smoked by Michigan. They're playing some really good teams, though. I mean, the Mountain West is playing some really good teams, so hopefully that helps with maybe trying to be more than a one-bid league. I still think they're going to be a one-bid league because they didn't really win any of the games in terms of the strength of schedule. The game on Saturday, San Diego State and Boise State. Aztecs led by 21 in the first half. They shot 65% early in the contest. That showed how good San Diego State could be. Boise State then erased the lead in the second half, and the game required 3 overtimes. That showed how bad San Diego State could be. Aztecs survived 110-107. BJ Davis had 22 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. He won the Mountain West Player of the Week. Aztecs scored 217 combined points, one of the highest totals in program history. As for Nevada, in their last game, they played Fresno State, who hasn't been good in years. And they snuck one out. They won 66-65 on the road and they hit the winning shot with 10 seconds left, which was led by their bench piece, and Tyler Robinson had 16 points. Nevada forced 15 turnovers in that game against Fresno State. In terms of the game tonight, Aztecs averaging 84.1 points per game, one of the highest marks in program history. That's the good news. The bad news is defensively they haven't been up to Aztec defense like they have in the past. But you know what? If you're scoring a lot of points, it's a different way to win. It's just an uncharacteristic way for the Aztecs to win. They're number 2 nationally in bench scoring. They have some goes to the depth of this team. The bench provides 51% of the Aztecs' total offense. That's coming out of their game notes for tonight's game. They've shot 40.2% from 3, which is top 7 nationally. Defensively, they historically are elite, but they're allowing 74.8 points per game this season. Rotation has been 11 deep for the Aztecs, but that started to tighten late against Boise State. As for Nevada, kind of the tail of the tape, we'll talk more about this game later on the 1 o'clock hour. Nevada's averaging 76.6 points per game, allowing 71.1 points per game. They're number 5 nationally in turnover rate. They take care of the ball, and they're number 3 nationally in percentage of points from free throws. So Nevada makes their free throws, and they don't turn the ball over. Should be a slugfest tonight in Reno. And they play physical defense, which is what San Diego State had played in the past. Haven't seen them really play it that well. They're not the most talented Steve Alford team, but they have been the most disciplined team this season for Nevada. We'll talk about some more news and notes with that in a little bit. They're going to be playing at 4,597 feet. Reno is 4,597 feet in elevation. Brian Dutcher said he will not schedule games there once San Diego State leaves the Mountain West. San Diego State is 8-7 all-time at Nevada, one of its tougher road venues that it has to deal with. San Diego State, historically strong road team in Mountain West play. They have a 600 winning percentage in Mountain West play, but they have struggled at Reno, and it's a place to the point where Brian Dutcher's like, we're not going to play here anymore. We're done playing here. Hopefully that's the case. The Dome of Doom, Colorado State. They always have a problem at Colorado State too. But what's at stake tonight for the Aztecs? First true road test versus a top-tier Mountain West opponent determines early conference separation as both teams are tied at 3-0. Potential tone setter for the Aztecs Mountain West exit season, and a chance to validate or question San Diego State's recent offensive surge, especially against a good defensive team like Nevada Reno. Frank, what are you excited about for this matchup? What do you got for us?
It's going to be a very close game. I think it's a good in-conference test here early because we'll go through it. We'll go through it in the next segment. But you're playing Utah State, Nevada, and UNLV all this month. All of them are on the road, who are 1, 2, and 4 in the conference, with you being number 3. Oh, San Diego State being you. To see Nevada this early in one of their first real tests in the conference, 3-0, 11-3, it's going to be a tightly contested game, I feel. And if we see the Aztec team that we saw in the first half against Boise State, I think it'll be a successful night for the Aztecs.
And again, you go back to the bench points thing, and here's the question, like, because a lot of people have been asking for BJ Davis to be a starter, and they love the fact that BJ Davis is coming off the bench. But, you know, is the Aztecs bench scoring dominance a long-term advantage for this Aztecs team, or is it something that becomes less reliable late in close games?
I mean, especially with BJ Davis, he's leading the team in points per game right now with 13.
Plus you have the Magoon Guath conversation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk more about that when we come back. We'll get your phone calls on the Aztecs. Big game tonight against Nevada. We have good college basketball on tonight as well. We'll talk more about that as we continue on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's number one sports station, 97 through the Fan. All guests on 97 to the Fan, join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. MLBHotStove.com. Aztecs Basketball tonight against Nevada is a big game for Mountain West Conference play. It's also a big game for San Diego State. They got to try to find ways to get as many big wins as they possibly can to increase their resume. As of right now, I have to look at the net team sheet, RPI team sheet, all that stuff to determine what this game is for San Diego State. Nevada is, let's see where they're ranked. Nevada right now is a 25 in the RPI. So an RPI, this is a RPI quad 1 game for San Diego State. When it comes to the net, when you look at the net, I think this is a quad 1 game for them as well, because when you look at quad 1, quad 2, quad 3, for anybody that doesn't understand what those are, do you know what those are, Frank?
I was just about to say, I know what those mean, but for somebody out there who doesn't know what it means, can you please explain it to them like they're in third grade?
Are you somebody? You do know what
I
that
know,
means?
no, I know what it means, but for somebody out there who may not know,
okay,
explain it to them like they're 5, please.
Okay, so what they have is they have quad 1, quad 2, quad 3, and quad 4 games, which is basically ranking how good of a win you have. Quad 1 games are really good. If you have a good record in quad 1, it's pretty great. Quad 2, decent tier. Quad 3, quad 4, you should be destroying all those teams. So what they do is, with all the quad games, and it just depends on the different metrics. So they have RPI in college basketball. They have net. Net rankings is the most important because that's what they use for the NCAA tournament. They have their own little thing that comes out every Sunday, talks about it. So when you look at quad 1 games, they rank everybody in college basketball, Division I college basketball, 1 through 365. In order to get a quad 1 game, you have to play somebody in the top 75, relatively. Now, it does matter if it's home or away. So, for any type of quad 1 game for San Diego State at Viejas Arena, they have to play a top 30 team in the country because it evaluates, it's tougher to play on the road than it is to play at home. So, quad 1 games this year for San Diego State. They've played Michigan at a neutral site, who is RPI 1, right? So, anything 1 is going to be good. So, Michigan, Arizona, Boise State are all quad 1 games. They got a quad 1 win for beating Boise State in the RPI. Did they get it for the net? I'd have to go. I have to look. We should probably go off net. The net team sheet is probably better for San Diego State. So for the net, they have different realms as well. For a quad 1 game in the net, if you play a top 30 team at home, it counts as a quad 1 game. If you play a top 50 team at a neutral site, it counts as a quad 1 game. If you play a top 75 team on the road, it counts as a quad 1 game. That's how it's kind of broken up. And so for the net, they have 3 quad 1 games that they have played. They've lost all of them: Michigan, Arizona, and Baylor. Quad 2 games for San Diego State. Again, if you play these teams at home, 31 through 75 at home, you get a quad 2 game. If you play 51 to 100, neutral, it's a quad 2 game. And if it's anywhere 76 to 135 in the country, on the road is a quad 2 game. Same thing for quad 3. They have different metrics all the way to quad 4. So quad 4 games for San Diego State was playing Lamar, Long Beach State, Air Force, and non-Division I Whittier at home. So San Diego State is on 4-0 in quad 4. Quad 3 games, they're 3-1. They lost to Troy. Troy's a quad 3 game because Troy's ranked 125 in the country. That obviously hurts their metric. Yada, 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 yada. You see where I'm going with this. So you have to go look up where Nevada is. If I look at the RPI sheet, it will tell me where Nevada's at. Nevada is 44 in the country. So you play them on the road. It's going to be a quad 1 game tonight. It's a quad 1 opportunity for San Diego State. Now, here's the other thing about all these quad games, if you will. They fluctuate. So even though San Diego State has played the number 1 and number 2 team in the RPI in college basketball in Michigan and Arizona, if Michigan or Arizona start to lose, they could potentially drop themselves out of the top 50. And if they drop to 51, since you played them on a neutral site, you get a quad 2 game now instead of a quad 1 game. So it's ever moving. As of right now for San Diego State, with some of the games that they have coming up, according to RPI, they have some quad 1 opportunities here for to try to rack up some wins. And then the better record you have in quad one, the better it is for your NCAA tournament berth, right? So they got a quad one game against Nevada in the RPI at, number 25 in the country. Now, Nevada's 68 in the net. So based on what we've been doing, 1 through 75 on the road, that's a quad one game. So it's a quad one game tonight against Nevada. They play Fresno State at home, Frank, who's 166 in the net.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a quad one game anymore, right? That's a quad
two.
Quad two, maybe a quad three, because it is at home. 166. I got to get the quad numbers are always changing and stuff like that. Let me pull out the net sheet real quick. So what did I say? 166?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a quad three game.
Okay.
So that's, that's a game you have to win if you're San Diego State, is against Fresno State. Then you look at Wyoming, they're 97 in the net. That's a quad two game, quad two game, because you play them on the road. You got New Mexico at home, who's 55 in the net. And as good as New Mexico is at 10-3, you would think there'd be a quad one game, but 55 at home, that's a quad two game. There's not a lot of quad one games left on San Diego State's schedule. The next quad one game they will play is at Utah State on January 31st, because they're ranked 20th in the net right now. Mm-hmm. But that being said, if they lose a couple games, they drop out of the top 75, then all of a sudden it's no longer a quad one game. Colorado State has a chance to be in a quad one game on January 28th, on Saturday, February 21st on the road, because they're at 78. If they jump into the top 75, you get a quad one win. That makes sense? So let's talk about that schedule in January for San Diego State. And I'll go with the whether or not it's a quad one, quad two, whatever. But in terms of madness chances, you start looking at some of these quad games. I mean, that Fresno State game is a quad three game, right?
Yeah.
Then you go to Wyoming, at Wyoming, who's 97 in the net, 97 in the net on the road. That's a quad two game. Yeah. So that also that helps you, but not really. Then you got New Mexico at home. They're 55 in the net. That's a quad two game. So as you look through, you're not getting a lot of opportunities to play top tier opponents. Now, here's the trap game is Grand Canyon. Mm-hmm. When they play Grand Canyon's a place that's tough to play. But Grand Canyon's 8-5. That puts them at 118 in the net. You're playing them on the road. That's another quad two game for San Diego State. Then you look at the next one. At UNLV. UNLV's 161 in the net. Playing at Thomas and Mack is going to be a quad three game for San Diego State. You look at Colorado State, right? At home, net 78. That's a quad three game. Think about the difference for Colorado State. They're 78 in the net, which is a quad three game at home. You play them on the road, it's a quad two game. They win a couple games, it could be a quad one game on the road. Playing Colorado State could be anywhere between a quad one and a quad three game when it comes to like getting your numbers ready for the NCAA tournament.
And that comes up at the end of the month. That's on the 28th. So there is time for that to shift.
Correct.
Quite a bit.
That could be a quad two game at home. The Utah State game will probably be a quad one game. So let's look at January. When I tell people, when I said this, did I not say this at the beginning part of the season? When San Diego State was losing these games at the beginning part, like the loss to Troy was catastrophically bad.
Yes.
And then getting blown up by Michigan was bad. They were able to beat Oregon, but now Oregon is ranked 102 in the net. They weren't ranked 102 in the net when they played them at the beginning of the season. 102 in the net at a neutral site is a quad two game. No, it's a quad three. 102 is just in a quad three. You need Oregon to win a couple games to jump to a quad two game, because right now playing Oregon in that tournament is the equivalent of playing Troy at home right now. It's the equivalent. And so I said at the beginning of the season, I said, losing these games is not great. They lost to Baylor by 10, who just lost their first Big 12 game. And now Baylor should be much improved, though. It would have been nice to beat Baylor now before they upgraded their roster and picked up an NBA draft pick. Did you see they did that?
Yes, I did.
They picked up an NBA draft pick at the semester break. That team's going to be drastically different in the second half. I don't know how they evaluate that. But that would have been a great game to win, where you'd play in a different Baylor team. But again, that's another loss. They don't have that marquee win in the non-conference. They have a bunch of tough opponents that they played that they lost to. But at the beginning of the season, when I said these games are very important, you're going to have to win the conference tournament because the Mountain West isn't doing any favors. The Mountain West can puff their chest out as much as they want about how tough their schedule is. But as we look at the month of January, you have 2 quad 1 games on it. 2 chances to really up your opportunity to make the NCAA tournament outright. You have to win tonight. Tonight is now a must-win game as you look at the schedule ahead, Frank.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And you also look at this feels like a system that college football should implement. Does it not?
They used to have it. It's called the BCS.
BCS wasn't that bad, was it? BCS really wasn't that bad.
Computer rankings is fine. Get the people with the biases out. I digress. Moving on. It wasn't exactly like the. I tell you what, they use RPI for baseball. Seems pretty fitting. They use RPI. Warren Nolan website has this stuff built in where you can look at it for college football.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll show that to you in the next break. You can see where it is for college football. You can tell me if it works or not. But as you were saying.
Yeah, it's because, for me, I haven't dug deep into that stuff the way you have, which, yeah, I was to somebody. But because I see 7 games against teams over 500. I see you're playing 5 of those games against teams with 10-plus wins. You're playing 1, 2, and 4 in the conference. This is a really good month for San Diego State to try to prove that they deserve to be in it, even if they finish second or possibly third in the conference. But with the metrics that you laid out, which is what the committee is going to be looking at in laying out the tournament, the stuff that I'm looking at, yeah, it's important and it kind of tells the same story, but it's also showing a more bleak path that San Diego State has to win the Mountain West this year if they want to make the March Madness tournament.
I just keep looking at the schedule ahead for San Diego State. We just talked about in January. You look into February, you have a handful of games. Wyoming, net of 97. That's a quad. That game's going to be at home too. That's a quad 3 game against Wyoming. Air Force is a quad 4. Nevada, the same team that you're playing on the road as a quad 1 game, is going to be a quad 2 at home, unless they win. Grand Canyon at home, 118 in the net. That's going to be a quad 3 game.
Yeah, now you're going to get, for February, you're going to get the reverse fixture. So you're going to get Utah at home, Utah State at home. You're going to get UNLV at home. You're going to get Grand Canyon at home. You're going to get Wyoming at home. But you're also going to Colorado State. You're going to New Mexico.
You need New Colorado State to up their ante a little bit, get in the top 75, because then you could be a quad 1 game. But then they have to stay there. That's the thing. These are moving constantly. So you look at the schedule with quad 1 games. You're not going to play a single quad 1 game at home in the Mountain West. There's not enough good teams for it to be a quad 1 game at home. So now you're looking at games on the road, and your quad 1 games right now are at Nevada, at Utah State, maybe at Colorado State, at New Mexico, at Boise State. You have to do some serious damage against those teams if you want to make it outright. Otherwise, you're going to have a great week in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have a great week in Vegas. And this is like when everybody at the beginning of the season is like, oh, it's too early. You can't, it's just, what are you talking about? Season's not over. It's too early. I never said the season was over. I just said they got to get it in gear.
Made it harder for yourself.
You made it way more difficult for yourself. And I think it's disappointing. I think the team overall has been disappointing, considering that they had their 2 highest scorers come back in Magoon-Gwath and Miles Braden. Now, Magoon-Gwath is, you tell he's not right. I mean, he's beat up. It hasn't been the same this season for Gwath. But I'm going to tell you right now, the question was, can this determine the the March Madness seeding, March Madness entry, right? Is that what the question was for this segment?
Will January show whether or not San Diego State can make the tournament and how far they can get without winning the conference?
This is the same thing as like the final 8 minutes of a college basketball game. That middle group, right? It's like the middle third of a football game. You can't win the game in this spot, but you certainly can lose it.
Mm-hmm.
And San Diego State could certainly make it a must-win tournament at the end of the year. And here's the thing. Everybody in the conference is constantly gunning for San Diego State because they've been the top echelon of the Mountain West basketball. And this is why, as much as I dislike the whole the Power Act 12, and I've criticized it, this is a big reason why you want to move out of this conference. College basketball-wise, let's think about the new conference they're going to be in. Gonzaga's going to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a quad one game at home and on the road, probably every single year. And think about the teams that are making the jump from the Mountain West. Colorado State. What did we say they were on the road? A quad one game, basically. Boise State, quad one game. Utah State, quad one game. The only one that hurts you is Fresno State. And then you better hope Washington State and Oregon State can put something together basketball-wise. But even then, with just 8 teams in the conference, right, or whatever it is, you have to play less conference games, which means you can open up more and schedule better opponents during the non-con to up your RPI, to up your net rankings, and you're going to get better competition in conference play, and it's going to help you. Right now, it's not really helping you. That's why those games were so important in the non-conference and why it was disappointing to see them in the non-conference. But that can be flipped tonight against Nevada. If they can win at Nevada, a place they're only 8-7, they'll be in really good shape. That's 1 hour down. We got a lot of news in Major League Baseball. What's the latest rumors? We'll tell you when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego Summer Sports Station, 97 through the Fan. Remember to listen at 1 o'clock for us to announce today's biggest fan for a chance to qualify for a night in our Odyssey suite at a future Padres game with all the fan staff. Register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan in order to potentially have your name called. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each and every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's number sports station, 97.3 The Fan. A lot of fun events coming up for us in the month of January. We have FanFest at the end of the month. January 31st. It seems like an earlier time, but I guess the last couple of years it's been in January. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's been towards the end of January. We were talking with Ben Woods and Paul as we were switching out here. They're already on their way to fantasy camp at the end of the week. I mean, that is really early. As someone who used to do those shows for them while they were there, I mean, this is early for them.
It is early. All right, before we get into the baseball rumor stuff, I had they do like the ELO rankings. I don't even know how to ELO rankings. It's not ELO. There's only one L. Is it ELO? ELO. That's like how they do the ratings. It's the most basic computer rating system.
It's the Electric Light Orchestra.
I was waiting for that.
Rankings.
There we go. Do you have a song to play for that?
I do not know.
Not off the top of your head.
Nothing that could go over YouTube anyway.
Mr. Blue Sky. All right. They have, like, just to put in comparison, I mean, their top 12 or whatever is Oregon, Indiana, Ole Miss, Georgia. Now, this gets updated after every game. Oregon, Indiana, Ole Miss, Georgia, Miami, Notre Dame 6, Ohio State 7, Texas 8, Alabama 9, Texas Tech 10, Oklahoma 11, Utah 12. That's including their bowl games and stuff. Like Utah moved up a spot after their bowl game. Oklahoma dropped 5 spots, and it's all based on like how good everybody else is. That's your top 12. Your top 25, Texas A&M 13, BYU 14, James Madison 15, Michigan 16, Iowa, Navy, USC, SMU, Vanderbilt, TCU 22. How about that? Tulane 23, North Texas 24, Illinois 25. Any gripes with that? I mean, Penn State's ranked 30th, which is ironic. They're one spot in front of Iowa State. I think that's pretty interesting. Arizona dropped all the way down to 40. They dropped 14 spots after their loss to SMU. Oof. On this, ELO rankings. San Diego State's at 62 in the country. 1 spot behind Florida, 1 spot above Army. 2 spots behind Western Kentucky.
Smack dab in the middle. Could be worse.
But they have the same record as Fresno State on here. They're ranked behind Fresno State in the computer rankings. And again, it's Fresno State jumped
played
6 spots with their bowl game or whatever.
Well, that too, and Fresno State played Nevada also, right? This year, San Diego State didn't. Not Nevada. UNLV.
They did play UNLV. They beat UNLV, I think.
Yeah, so
that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
Like if you click on San Diego State's little thing, they tell you, they have, ELO ranking was 62. Their strength of schedule was 107 in the country. Their non-conference strength of schedule was 91.
It's almost like I can understand why they are where they are,
Yeah, almost like I can understand why they're leaving this conference. Strength of schedule, opponent win percentage, 85th in the country. Non-conference strength of schedule, opponent win percentage, 67th in the country. And then they have like who they played. So if you look at, Stony Brook's an FCS game. Washington State was ranked 72. That's a tough loss. The Cal game was great at the beginning, and now it's just plummeted because they finished the season 7-6. They dropped down to 75. I mean, the highest ranked team that San Diego State played all year was Boise State. Sorry, North Texas at 24. That game probably boosted them a little bit. Next highest was Boise State. But you look at the conference games, Colorado State 130, Nevada 121. And in college football, it's worse. Fresno State 56, Wyoming 119, Hawaii 55, Boise State 46, San Jose State 124, New Mexico 51. In the ELO rankings, whatever that means. All right, it's time for baseball. Like we always do in the 11 o'clock hour, this is the hour for baseball. This is the hour for baseball talks. This is the hour for baseball rumors. Here's Frank Marchese. What's the latest going on in MLB Hot Stove?
Good amount going on that we've missed, of course, over 2 weeks. There's stuff that's still developing, stuff that is that's being worked on as we speak. One of those things that is getting worked on as we speak, the holiday pause is over, and talks are starting to heat up again for top pitching candidates, and Freddie Peralta is near the top of that list. According to The Athletic, the Yankees, Mets, Dodgers, Braves, and Red Sox have all shown interest in acquiring the right-hander, but Peralta's asking price still remains high from Milwaukee, with Peralta still having a year of control left on his current $8 million deal for 2026.
We talked about this for a while now with Freddie Peralta, right? It was like if they brought back, who was the pitcher that they were going to bring back?
Oh,
I get them all confused.
They brought him.
All the Brewers pitchers confuse me.
They brought him back. Hold on.
Was it Woodruff?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Woodruff?
Yeah, I believe it was Woodruff.
I want to say
yeah.
Woodruff. It was. They brought Brandon Woodruff on a qualifying offer.
Yes.
And the deal was if he signs the qualifying offer, they're keeping Woodruff. If he doesn't, then they keep Peralta. Right? They were going to keep one of the two. So I'm not surprised that Freddie Peralta is on the trade block. I'm not surprised that other teams are looking for Freddie Peralta because Freddie Peralta, as you mentioned, and I'll reiterate it, is making $8 million this year. He's on a 1-year, $8 million deal. He's 29. He's going to be 29 and a half years old in June, in the middle of the season. That's a big pickup for anybody that's competing for a World Series. The question, though, is Milwaukee. Like, why would Milwaukee want to get rid of Freddie Peralta as a contender for a playoff spot? Unless they think they got younger guys that are better and they want to go young. But if they want to get something out of him, I guess they realize they're not going to sign up at the end of the year. They might as well get rid of him and get something out of it. Milwaukee kind of makes deals like that. I mean, they got rid of Hader. They got rid of Devin Williams. I mean, and I know those are bullpen pieces, but still. Anyway.
Yeah, that was my thought was, yeah, they know they're not bringing him back.
But if you look at the free agent market for starting pitching, their top arms right now are who? Ranger Suarez and Framber Valdez?
Yes.
And Amaya already went off the board. I think if you want a good pitcher, a top echelon pitcher, if you will, Freddie Peralta is near the top. He's relatively affordable, and you don't have to pay $25 million a year, $28 million a year, which is the projected numbers for Valdez and Suarez. And then your next best pitcher after that's available is Chris Bassett. He's 37.
Yes.
And then it's Verlander and Nick Martinez. And Verlander's 43 and Nick Martinez is 35 when you can get a 29-and-a-half-year-old for $8 million. My guess is everybody that's still looking for starting pitching is going to pivot to that.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Speaking of starting pitching, the Baltimore Orioles have taken a few big swings already this offseason and are highly invested in taking another, this time in the starting pitching market. MLB Network Radio's Jim Bowden said on Foul Territory yesterday that the Orioles are, quote, strongly in on former Phillies starter Ranger Suarez and have been, quote, very aggressive in their attempts to bring him to Baltimore. Bowden suggests that the two sides have not pinned down a deal yet, but feel there is a real chance for Suarez to land in Baltimore to go along with Shane Baz and Zach Eflin as off-season rotation acquisitions.
Well, Baltimore, I mean, this is the type of guy they need to get because they've needed starting pitching for a long time. I mean, everybody needs starting pitching, but the Orioles especially needed starting pitching because they went young with their position players. They have all these young stars. They had one of the best farm systems in Major League Baseball, and they decided not to part ways with some of those guys that were backloaded on position spots in terms of the depth chart to trade for starting pitching. They got to go out there and sign starting pitching, right? So this would be a big move for Baltimore. I think it'd be a great move for Baltimore. Get Ranger Suarez out of the National League. Sounds good. Don't have to deal with them anymore. He can go compete in the American League. But I think this is exactly what the Baltimore Orioles need. They need starting pitching, and they could use one of the top arms in Major League Baseball. So I like this potentially for Baltimore. I think it's a good fit. They need him, and we'll see what happens in the Ranger Suarez conversation. It sounds like the Phillies are still trying to make that happen with a guy like JT Realmuto. I mean, there's some older players that Phillies are thinking about bringing back, but when you got your owner saying a lot of these guys are not elite anymore, it's kind of hard for me to think that they're going to re-sign a JT Realmuto or, a Ranger Suarez is still in his relative prime, but you don't want to bring everybody back if you're Philly sometimes.
Right. And it's also showing that Baltimore learned something from last year. They took that punch in the mouth. They said, all right, this ain't good. Let's just punt on the rest of the season. and we'll fix what we know went wrong last year. And they've been very, very aggressive at doing that this offseason. The Houston Astros have been aggressive in the starting pitching market this offseason, acquiring Tetsuya Imai, Mike Burrows, and Ryan Weiss. But it may have brought to surface another issue. Yordan Alvarez is expected to be the Astros' everyday DH, leaving a bit of a logjam with Isaac Paredes and Christian Walker. Both players have a clear path to everyday playing time. The problem is it's the same path, meaning that the Astros may have to offload one of the two or someone else to make sure Paredes and Walker get their playing time. Paredes is more likely to be traded, with Walker still owed $60 million over the next 2 years.
Trade for more help. Sometimes that's the other thing too. With some of these prospects that you've had part of your organization or other players you had part of your, there's only 9 spots in the field.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you have a lot of guys, if you're not using them, they start to rot, and you don't want them to rot. And sometimes it's better to trade them away to improve other areas of the roster than it is to just keep and hoard a collective group of players. So I'm not surprised by that by Houston.
And I believe Isaac Paredes, he was their big trade deadline acquisition last year, if I remember correctly. Because I know Walker signed with them during the offseason. So Paredes, I believe Paredes was brought in as a DH with everything that was going on with Alvarez's injuries last year.
I'll double check that while you're talking about the next one. The last one of the day.
Last one, yes. The Pittsburgh Pirates have had a big offseason, for them at least, signing Ryan O'Hearn and trading for Brandon Lau, Jake Mangum, and John Shocks. Of course, the password from Boston.
The password.
They've already missed. They've also missed on a few targets, including Kyle Schwarber, Josh Naylor, Jorge Polanco, and most recently Kazuma Okamoto. The Pirates are still looking to replace Ke'Bryan Hayes after trading him to Cincinnati last year, and feel as though Eugenio Suarez could fit the bill at the hot corner. Suarez hit 49 home runs last season, and the Pirates finished stone dead last in the majors in that category in 2025.
Have the Pirates made a move yet? Like a significant move? Or are they just the ones dancing around?
They signed Ryan
O'Hearn.
O'Hearn. They've traded for Lau, Mangum, and the password.
That's right.
As I said.
Still waiting for that
Johnston
big splash. I guess they signed Gregory Soto.
Like I said, it's been a big off season for them. But for their standards, it's been a very big off season for them.
Let me look at their payroll again. I mean, good for Pittsburgh. Oh yeah, they're up to $96 million.
I told you the
Ryan O'Hearn thing that happened during the break, right? I mean, that was like $14.5 million for Ryan O'Hearn.
I'm telling you, they're
crazy.
They're trying. They're seeing the writing on the wall. They know that a salary cap and floor is coming. They're trying to get compliant or as close to compliant as they can.
The Pirates are an interesting case study. I think that's a lot of these teams, right? The A's they traded for.
Yeah, we're seeing teams that have never been active in free agency be super active this year.
What do you think the lowest payroll in baseball is going to be? Like the A's
Colorado.
Right now, I know, but like what number? The A's are at $88 million. Colorado's at $97 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably Bryant's contract.
Yeah, Bryant's contract's
that's
huge.
Taking that up.
White Sox are not $87 million. So who's the lowest right now? The White Sox, $87. Cleveland's at $79 million. That's another team that doesn't spend a lot of money, but has good players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they gave Jose Ramirez money, but they're making $79
probably
million.
Will be the lowest because they haven't done anything.
No,
everyone else around them has to try to elevate their payroll a little bit, but Cleveland has been silent.
Tampa, $78 million. I mean, how about this for like the same division? I know we talk about the NL West all the time, but the AL East, Tampa's got $78 million on their payroll. Toronto has $279 million. $201 million more of a payroll. Yet we sit here like, oh, the parity of Major League Baseball. Toronto, well-run organization, or like they just have more money?
And Tampa just traded away a bunch of their best players. Shane Baz is gone. Mangum was looking like he was going to be a star of the future. He's gone.
I found the lowest payroll
Uh-oh.
so far.
Okay.
National League. You want to take a guess?
Nationals.
No.
Oh.
I'm not there yet, but no, it's not them. I mean, even the Cardinals have over $100 million spent. Now, that might change with Nolan Arenado.
Yeah.
Potentially on the way out. There's one team that's the lowest payroll. Everybody is above $70 million. This payroll is below 80. A couple of
In the National League.
Yeah, they've actually improved their payroll by $3 million this year. So far.
Huge spenders.
Huge spenders. They're looking to trade away couple big players.
Oh, the Marlins.
The Marlins. If they didn't sign Pete Fairbanks, who knows what their deal would be.
That's why I didn't think it was them, is because they did make that signing for Fairbanks.
Right. So the Marlins have the lowest payroll at $73 million. Now, as we don't know what the conversations are. We have heard rumors about certain things about a payroll and everything like that with salary cap. As we guess that teams are trying to get compliant, what do we think that compliant number is?
I would say it's $100 million. That would be my guess, because they're not.
Because Pittsburgh's still looking, right? They're at 96.
Yeah, they're close.
Are the A's still looking for? They're at 88.
They're all close to that number. So they all think it's going to be around the $100 million range. Because if it was probably between like 150, they'd be going a little bit more for broke than they have been right now.
I still think that's too low.
I agree. Depending upon what the cap is, I agree.
But to me, like, if you wanted to you have to set a cap, you got to set a floor. We've talked about this multiple times. For Major League Baseball to be successful, I mean, the thing with the NFL is they're like caps like all together. I'm trying to I don't know what website to use the best for NFL cap.
My feeling has always been the cap is going to be $300 million. The floor is going to be $100.
That's too big.
I agree.
It's too big of a gap. I think because you got to make, because that's still not what you're looking for. You're looking for parity. I will tell you what those numbers are, because we got to take a break. Mm-hmm. What the numbers should be for Major League Baseball for the salary cap and the salary floor. And is Kyle Tucker coming to the National League West? All signs point that he might be coming to the National League West. We'll tell you more about it when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Summer Sports Station 97.3 The Fan. I must have missed that news. Adam was like, yeah, I heard that. Adam's pretty good on the news, though. I mean, he's on most of the stuff. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's number one sports station, 97 through the Fan. Happy Shohei Ohtani Day, Frank.
It's tomorrow, dude.
I know. I'm saying it earlier.
Oh, well, yeah.
Happy Shohei Ohtani Day tomorrow. So dumb.
It's ridiculous.
This is what, and it's interesting. It brings up an interesting conversation about, and you know, the situation with the with MLB Network. Like, they're marketing their stars, right? And, you know, like, if you want to sit here and complain in San Diego, like, well, we have stars too. It's like, okay, I understand the small market thing. But the reality is, Adam brought up a good point. Like, they don't do Aaron Judge Day.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're not a big Aaron Judge fan. You call him Aaron Fudge. He's on the Yankees. You know what? Arson Fudge, whatever. I don't have the same hatred for Aaron Judge as you do. But the comparison makes a lot of sense. Like with Mike Trout, they used to never do anything with Mike Trout, but he played in Anaheim. Right? They could change their name to Los Angeles as much as they want. He's playing in Anaheim. It's a small market. It's not. It's in the shadow of two major cities. Understandable. Mm-hmm. Paul Skeens, one of the most marketable players right now. With he's got Livy Dunn. They got the power couple situation. It was like the Travis Kelce thing with Taylor Swift to a certain extent, right? It was a big deal. Okay. And you can at least make the comparison like, oh, well, he's in Pittsburgh. Like, that's not a major market. But you look at how Major League Baseball covers Shohei Ohtani compared to how they cover Aaron Judge, who is one of the best players of this generation, who, as Adam said, actually beat Ohtani in an MVP year that Ohtani pitched when he was in Anaheim, and is a remarkable player with an insane WAR on, by the way, one of the most notable, recognizable logos, a.k.a. teams, franchises in the world.
No.
When I was in Italy, everybody's wearing Yankees hats.
Not one of the most recognizable logo and name across the world.
The New York Yankees.
Yes, the most.
The New York Yankees are at a point now where they're crying poverty to everybody with the way that the Dodgers are spending and the way the Dodgers are covered. I think this adds to the whole salary cap, salary floor thing and why baseball fans want it so much. I think everybody in the United States that's a baseball fan is just tired of the Shohei Ohtani, Los Angeles Dodgers being shoved down their, every single day.
I'll make the comparison to wrestling. A couple years ago, 10 years ago, Roman Reigns was being shoved down everyone's throat. WWE was pushing him as the next big star, and it was painfully obvious that was the case. And the fans rejected it. They hated him. He beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. They booed him for 12 straight minutes. Did not let him speak for 12 straight minutes to open up Raw the next night. After a while, after the fans felt as though he earned it, then they started to come around to him. Then they started to get with the program. If you shove someone down their throat, down the people's throat before they are ready, they are going to reject it at every chance. That's what's happening here. You are shoving Ohtani down our throats. And while it might be great for Los Angeles, it's not great for anybody else who is just over the Ohtani fatigue. It's very real. It's getting annoying. This is why we have not had ESPN on in this studio since we went over the most exciting player in baseball. For that exact reason. You have guys like Bobby Witt Jr., Ketel Marte, who are great players that nobody knows about because we are doing Ohtani Day on January 7th because his number is 17.
I love it. So great. So great.
So
thanks, Major League Baseball. I can't wait for the content tomorrow.
Which notable Padres wore number 17?
Oh, man.
We could just do that. We'll just do that every day for the year. We'll just pick a Padre who wore 17 for tomorrow.
I'd have to
It'll
check
be
Baseball
his
Reference
day.
for that. I'm sure there's like a
I
bunch
saw-
of names on there that I forget.
I saw somebody in chat. Elias Diaz. Okay,
He
tomorrow's
was the last one. I think.
tomorrow's Elias Diaz day.
Tomorrow should be Phillip Rivers Day.
I agree with that, but this is a baseball thing, so we'll stick with the baseball.
I
I
bet you Phillip Rivers
100
can play baseball. If he wanted.
I 100% agree it should be Phillip Rivers Day, but we're doing baseball. So yeah, tomorrow's Elias Diaz Day. I'll pull some Elias Diaz highlights from last year. We could play them.
There are 31 players to wear 17 in a Padres uniform.
Yeah, Tony Gwynn Day's at the end of the week. What a way to end the first week with Tony Gwynn Day. What a way to end the first week back.
Oh, there you go. Can you name the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players to wear 17 for the Padres since 2020?
No.
I know you can. Couple of catchers, huh? We had Elias Diaz, the other catcher,
Elias.
2021.
Oh,
Hit a big home run on
I wasn't
reopening
here
night against the Cincinnati Reds.
I wasn't here in 2021.
That'd be Victor Caratini.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was here, wasn't he?
Yeah. Zach Davies wore 17. Victor Caratini, Brandon Drury, Taylor Rogers, Matthew Batten, Elias Diaz.
Matthew
Everybody
Batten, I
since
should have known.
2020. Everybody's favorite Padre, Jose Pirela.
Okay.
Woody Williams wore 17. Nobody wore 17 for the Padres for 10 years after Woody Williams. He wore it 05-06, and then Jose Pirela wore it in 16. Don't forget Padres legend Jay Payton wore 17 in 2004.
There you go.
John Mabry in 2000.
John Mabry.
How about that?
It's a name. All right. So,
Anyway, let's go back to Nate Colbert wore 17 first. I'm surprised that number's not retired.
all right. So we'll do Nate. So tomorrow's Nate Colbert Day. I'll try.
Tomorrow
to find
should be
out.
Nate Colbert Day.
Yeah. So
Out of all the 17s, I would feel like Nate Colbert's probably the most notable Padre.
All right. Cool. So I'll try to find some highlights from Nate Colbert. We'll sprinkle them through the show tomorrow.
Good luck.
That's Nate Colbert Day.
Murph Retman wore 17 for the Pods.
That's cool.
Yeah. Joe Carter, 17 for the Pods, 1990. How about that? Bet you didn't know that information was coming your way today.
I did not.
Huh?
No.
Huh?
I did not.
How about it? All right, back to the actual news. We're going to talk about it was the A's.
Back to the people doing things
The
in real
A's
life.
today. I couldn't believe it. The A's today got denied on their, and thanks to 619 Chiefs on Twitter for pointing this out to me. The A's have been denied trademarks for Las Vegas Athletics and Vegas Athletics by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. Oh?
Let's go.
It should be called the Las Vegas Triple A's.
That's what the
What are they going
aviators
to
are.
do? What are they going to do now? They going to change their name? I mean, it's a historical name franchise. The A's have been around for a long time. I can't believe.
Were they in Boston?
No,
No.
I don't. Well, maybe I don't. Were they the Kansas City A's for some time?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, what are they going to call themselves now? I mean, talk about a team that like nobody wants. The Athletics.
I'm just saying. I think myself and the broadcasters for the San Francisco Giants would be pretty stoked if they filed for Oaklamento A's.
And then play in Vegas? Because that makes sense.
That makes no sense. They're playing in Vegas, period. So, like,
Philadelphia A's, Kansas City A's, Oakland A's. Now they're just the A's.
Okay.
And they might have to stay being just the A's. I can't believe they got turned down. Who is...
it's
I don't want to... You know
incredible.
what? With Vegas, I don't want to...
I love it. I love it so much.
A's Vegas. I mean, the name... It's
There's got to
hilarious.
be, it's got to be a casino gimmick or something.
It's gotta
that
be
owns
something
it.
else.
Yeah, it's got to be some sort of gimmick. It's not like an organized thing. Like you're
Somebody
not gonna
posted
see-
a Washington Commanders logo and put Las Vegas baseball team and put LV in the middle. People are funny. People are funny. You know what's not funny? Kyle Tucker's situation.
No,
We got an update on Kyle Tucker's situation. Not going to like it too much if you're a Padres fan. We'll talk about it when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show. San Diego Sports Station 97 through the Fan. All right, getting ready for the sports thread here in a second, but we did want to get to this segment on Kyle Tucker. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show. Live and local each every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego Sports Station 97.3 The Fan. I briefly talked about the salary cap stuff in the NFL. Look at the total cap. According to Spot Track for last year, for 2026, total cap for the Vikings at $350 million, and the lowest is, in fact, the Chargers at $196 million. Which is a massive gap. I feel like the salary floor should be within, like, I feel like it needs to be like in Major League Baseball around 150 million.
Yeah, I think
and then a max of like 300, which gives you 150 million to work with. But at least everybody's paying over 150 million. At this day and age of baseball, it's kind of hard to compete when you're spending less than $100 million or spending less than $150 million. It'd be nice if it was like 200 to 300. That should be the range. Everybody should be spending over $200 million and less than $300 million. I think that would make the most competitive league. And if you look at the National Football League, the lowest, I mean, the Chargers are kind of an anomaly right now. And I'm sure that will change. They have a lot of cap space, but the Raiders are spending $205 million and the Vikings are spending $350. But I think they're over the cap. The cap maximum, it says, is $304 million. But if everybody's paying over $200 million or around $200 million, you're probably in a good space of parity in Major League Baseball.
I would have gone with 100 and 250, but yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with 150 and 300.
My thing is in order for the players to sign off of it, you got to make the floor super high for them to be like, oh, we're all making money. Like now everybody's gonna have to pay, right? So that's that case. Now, in terms of why we're doing a salary cap, or why Major League Baseball wants to do a salary cap, and what I mean by Major League Baseball, I mean the owners, are situations like Kyle Tucker. Frank, go ahead. Give us the look into the Kyle Tucker situation.
So MLB.com put out an article on the latest on the Kyle Tucker situation yesterday. As it stands right now, industry sources see the Blue Jays as the most likely landing spot for Tucker. Now, if Toronto's payroll will go well north of 300 million and possibly hit near 400 million if Toronto gets their remaining targets. So they are going to be paying an exorbitant amount of money for 2026. Now, that will only be a 2026 problem because their payroll will dip significantly after 2026 with George Springer, Kevin Gausman, Shane Bieber, and Dalton Varsho coming off the books, freeing up over $70 million. Besides for Toronto, the Yankees, Mets, Diamondbacks, Giants, and Dodgers have all shown interest in Kyle Tucker, but little movement has been made in any direction since Tucker's visit to the Blue Jays facility in Dunedin, Florida in early December. Now, Cody Bellinger is the only other outfielder that can affect Kyle Tucker's market directly as far as position-wise, but it sounds like Bo Bichette can also have a direct impact on what happens with Kyle Tucker. If the Blue Jays decide to re-sign Bo Bichette, that would likely signal the end of the Blue Jays' pursuit of Kyle Tucker. So it sounds like they're going to get one or the other, but not both. Both the Mets and the Yankees have interest in Tucker and in Cody Bellinger, but both teams prefer Bellinger, with Bellinger having experience playing in New York. Well, I see. Let me just finish through this here. That would leave only the Diamondbacks, Giants, and Dodgers left as the known potential landing spots, with the Dodgers seeming the most likely if Tucker is forced to sign a high AAV contract akin to what Alex Bregman signed with the Red Sox last year.
Did you say the Dodgers, Giants, and the Diamondbacks?
Yes, that would be
all
the
three National League team, National League West team.
All the known ones, at least.
Hey, maybe the Padres are on there. Ha! Just kidding. They don't have the room for that. All right, so until the Giants start actually signing people. Now they won the trade deadline.
They did.
They won the trade deadline.
But trading for people is different than signing.
That's true. They haven't been able to sign anybody. I look at this from a standpoint of like, let's talk about the Blue Jays, right? So this is like the effect of like, if they do this, then this will happen.
Yes.
If it's going to come down to Kyle Tucker or Bo Bichette, wouldn't you think the Blue Jays would be better off signing Bo Bichette, the guy that's been there, the fans like him and all that stuff?
I think the fans would be happier with Bo Bichette than they would be with Kyle Tucker.
I think they lean that way. Unless Bo Bichette signs somewhere else first, and then the Blue Jays have to pivot to Kyle Tucker. But I don't necessarily know that Bo Bichette was going to sign before Kyle Tucker. So I think Bo Bichette will be a Blue Jay, which means now all of a sudden it pivots to, like
New
you
York.
said, the Yankees and the Mets. Now the Yankees and the Mets like Cody Bellinger more than they like Kyle Tucker, if all things are created equal here. And as that goes through, I think that's the case too. I don't see Kyle Tucker in a Yankees uniform, and I don't see Kyle Tucker in a Mets uniform.
No, and I think, me personally, I think Cody Bellinger is going back to the Yankees.
I think so too.
And I don't think that the Mets are going to want to spend $100 million on 2 outfielders. So I think if Bellinger doesn't go to the Mets, then Tucker's waiting longer, and he's going to end up in the National League West.
So now you're thinking about the National League West. Now the 3 teams are the Giants, the Dodgers, and the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks are trying to ship off Ketel Marte. They've been known to spend some money. I mean, they spent some money in the last couple of years. They've gotten the short end of the stick a handful of times in terms of injuries, but that would be intriguing, I think. I think that would be the lesser of the 3 evils for the Padres to see Kyle Tucker in a Diamondbacks uniform.
Yes.
I could see him going with I mean, it would fit the description of the Giants saying they're spending money this offseason for the last 8 years. We got all this money to spend.
They always finish second, though. They always come up second.
Yeah,
and
I don't think a lot of players want to play in San Francisco.
And the Dodgers are the only team that would be able to do that high AAV contract. Now, bad news, the longer this goes, the more and more I see Kyle Tucker in a Dodger uniform. The good news, though, is it's going to be a high AAV contract with a lot of opt-outs.
That's Frank's prediction here.
Yes, is my prediction. It's going to be an Alex Bregman situation. So the bad news is he'll be a Dodger. The good news is my prediction, at least, is he'll only be a Dodger for 1 year because he will opt out.
And then you get no baseball in 2027 for a period of time.
Exactly.
And then
Yep.
Oh, that doesn't sound very good. But we'll see. We'll wait and see. I just think the longer they wait, bad news happens the longer they wait. The longer they wait, I don't think they're going to make as much money. And it makes it more likely that LA will sign yet another player.
Yep. Which
maybe Major League Baseball and the owners want that on certain teams to maybe force the salary cap. Everything keeps trending in that direction right now with actions of teams.
Yes.
What else is going on in the sports world? There was a fun game last night in football. Let's talk about it. Let's today's sports thread.
You know that group chat? The one that's always blowing up with the biggest sports takes, debates, and breaking news?
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me?
Yeah, we've got that too. Welcome to the Sports Thread, where we break down the top 5 stories in sports, just like you would with your crew.
Oh, no! Disaster! What a bad idea!
No filters, no silence, just real talk. Brought to you by QC Kinetics. Stop sitting on the sidelines. QC Kinetics gets you back in the game without surgery. To learn how, visit QCkinetics.com.
All right, Frank, what do we got today in the sports thread? Thrilling game last night for Montana State and Illinois State.
Yeah, who said that FBS games are the only exciting football games? Montana State captured its first FCS national championship since 1984 with a thrilling 35-34 overtime win over Illinois State, finally overcoming years of postseason frustration and near misses. The Bobcats, who had lost early in the season, had fallen just short in recent playoff runs, showed resilience by blocking a late field goal to force overtime and responding after Illinois State briefly took the lead and blocking their extra point. So back-to-back kicks that Illinois State tried to put up, they blocked. Miles Stansid's game-winning extra point sealed a historic victory, completing a 14-2 season and solidifying Coach Brent Vigen's program as one built for sustained success. What does finally winning a championship after years of close losses say about the role of persistence and program continuity in long-term success?
Well, it's great. I think it's great for Montana State. I think that the two Montana schools are really doing well. I think Montana State over the last handful of years is now proven that they are the team to beat in the FCS. And what a thrilling game it was against Illinois State. They had 4th and 10, and they converted to win the game in overtime to a man named Taco. Where are the tacos at?
I'm waiting for the tacos. Where are the damn tacos at?
Well, he's playing at Montana State. Taco Dowdle. Congratulations. Montana State, NCAA champions, national champions.
And it was that whole final minute of that game in regulation, Illinois State has the field goal blocked. Montana returns it, and in a couple plays get in basically a yard away from their own field goal range to win the game in regulation for them. 3rd and 2. The quarterback misses the snap. It goes all the way back to the other 35, and they're forced to punt it away to force overtime. Illinois State goes down, gets their touchdown. The very next kick attempt is blocked, and then to win it on 4th and 10 from the 15 is just an unbelievable finish to a game.
Number 2.
I'd be so frustrated the special teams.
Oh, God. Yeah. Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa said he would be open to a fresh start after being benched for Miami's final 3 games of the 2025 season. Coach Mike McDaniel replaced him with rookie quarterback Quinn Ewers in Week 15, citing performance issues, and Tagovailoa finished the year as inactive emergency 3rd quarterback. McDaniel acknowledged for the first time that he's seriously evaluating whether Tagovailoa should remain as the starter and confirmed there will be a quarterback competition in 2026. Despite signing a 4-year, $212.1 million extension in 2024, Tagovailoa struggled in 2025, throwing a career-high 15 interceptions, posting 8 games under 200 passing yards, and missing time due to injuries. Given Tagovailoa's contract, recent performance decline, and injury history, should the Dolphins prioritize rebuilding around him or seriously explore a costly but cleaner reset at quarterback?
Well, when I look at quarterback situations, right? When I look at quarterback situations in the NFL, and it's whether it's time to move on or do we keep, you got to look at the quarterback at a situation of, is this a guy that's going to win us a Super Bowl? Is this a guy that can win us a Super Bowl? Is this somebody that we can rely on to win us a Super Bowl without a lot of help around him? If he's not one of those guys, you let him walk. Because to keep guys like Tua, you have to spend money. Is he worth giving him, 25% or X amount of percentage of your salary cap towards? Is he that good of a player? I don't think he is. I think he's in that purgatory group of quarterbacks. So the decision now for Miami is we part ways with Tua, try to stopgap with some other veteran quarterback for a year, and then try to build the roster and then go get the rookie quarterback in a couple of years? Or do you stick with Tua? I mean, Tua's not. Is Tua better than what Joe Flacco was on the Ravens at the time? Like, Joe Flacco was he was a decent quarterback, not a great quarterback for the Ravens. They won a Super Bowl. The Ravens gave a ton of money, and then what did the Ravens do? They went into the tank because he wasn't good enough to represent a large percentage of their salary cap. If you don't think Tua can represent a large percentage of your salary cap, you have to get rid of him. And I think it would be a good change for both Tua and the Miami Dolphins.
Well, Tua didn't necessarily say he was open to the change. He said a change of scenery would be dope. That's cool.
Number 3.
The Philadelphia Phillies hired Don Mattingly as their new bench coach, adding the longtime former Dodger and Marlins manager to Rob Thompson's staff. Mattingly, the 2020 NL Manager of the Year, reunites with his son Preston, the Phillies general manager, after spending the past 3 seasons coaching with the Toronto Blue Jays. A Yankee legend as a player, Mattingly brings more than 2 decades of managerial and coaching experience to a Phillies team coming off a second straight NL East title. How could Mattingly's extensive managerial experience influence in-game decision-making and clubhouse leadership for a Phillies team with championship expectations.
I think anytime you add a veteran that used to be a manager, a veteran baseball, and a baseball player, it's usually pretty good.
Adam coming in with the reverse nepotism.
Nepo adult.
that is reverse nepotism.
That sounds fun. There you go.
That's the last one we really have time for. We could do the NBA. We could do the Mavericks and Rockets playing in China tomorrow.
The Mavericks and Rockets are playing in China tomorrow? That's how much I pay attention to.
Well, no, they're not playing in China tomorrow. They're playing in the preseason next year, but we could do that story tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the NCAA basketball rankings.
Sure.
Arizona and Michigan are good.
Yeah, that's
You're welcome.
pretty much.
Plus, you got your bracketology out there, too. The thing is, you got to pay attention to the bracketology because you got to see what schools are coming to San Diego. We're hosting this year, the opening rounds. Always a good time. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. When we come back, the NFC playoff picture starting to seem a little bit more clear as we see the playoffs progress. We're going to talk about that when we come back.
San Diego, it's time to fire it up. From the beaches to the ballparks, from the Gaslamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime use.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
New lunchtime hour on 97.3 The Fan, alongside Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. We are the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's number one sports station, 97.3 The Fan. We got ourselves a fun playoffs coming our way in the NFL. We got a triple header on Saturday or Sunday?
I believe it's Saturday, no?
No, I think it's no. We have two games on
Sunday would
Saturday.
make-
There's
yeah,
a
Sunday
Monday
would
game.
make
There's
sense.
3 games on Sunday. You know, we can't have a triple header when there's only 2 games. Anyway,
See, you say that.
stop it. All right, we have the NFC playoffs ready to go. And in about an hour, we're going to be announcing today's biggest fan. I want to mention that all guests on 97 to The Fan join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We do need a contestant for a midday sports standoff. We'll get to that at 12:45. But let's talk about the NFC and the NFC playoff picture. What do we got leading up? Now, the number 1 seed is the Seattle Seahawks. They're 14-3. They got some strengths, some concerns, and we'll talk a little bit about each team as we go through. But you put this together. Let's go through some of these outlooks, some of these wild cards as we preview the NFC playoff picture.
Right. So the wild card round is going to be the number 5 LA Rams taking on the Carolina Panthers, number 4. Funny how Carolina gets a home game, but it's,
You know what?
it's good.
Let's talk
Good
about
on
that.
them. Good on them.
They won the division.
Yeah, good on them.
They win the division. There's
Exactly.
nothing you can say about that.
No, not at all. It's just that
Remember
they're
there's a
under
lot of the
500 and get a home game. It's funny.
yeah, but they won their division.
I'm not saying it shouldn't have happened. I'm just saying
I don't
it's-
like. See, I don't like
it's
the
entertaining.
I don't like the reseeding of stuff, and anybody that complains about every division at some point in time runs into a little bit of a lull, and sometimes their division winner has a losing record. It happens.
And again, I'm not.
You are saying it because you keep bringing it up.
No, I'm not.
I agree with Adam. You keep. Oh, well, it's kind of funny.
It is funny.
It sounds like you have an opinion on this. Do you not?
No, I don't.
You just don't know the jams in?
I'm just. I am. How have you not figured this out after 7 months, 8 months of working with me? That I'm just blank headed.
How have you figured out that I like to poke buttons?
I have.
Ask my friend about that. She loves it.
I'm sure she does. The number 6 San Francisco 49ers taking on the number 3 Philadelphia Eagles. And then the pure cinema that is the Green Bay Packers taking on the
Why
Chicago
is that
Bears.
pure cinema?
The Bears-Packers rivalry in wild card round? That's great.
Is it?
Yes.
Is that the best game of the weekend, you think?
I wouldn't say it's the best game of the weekend,
Well,
but it's
if
going to
you're
be the game with the most fire.
to say cinema, it needs to be the best game of the weekend.
That is the game with the most fire. You cannot tell me that Buffalo Jacksonville is going to be more heated than Green Bay Chicago. Come on.
No, that's not the game I was picking.
LA New England.
Chargers Patriots is going to be pretty good.
It is going to be good.
Out of all the games this weekend that I want to watch the most, it's probably going to be Niners Eagles is the one that I'm more interested in.
Really?
I think that's a good game. I think it's evenly matched. I think the Packers Bears doesn't move me as much as maybe it should. It doesn't.
Really?
It doesn't move me as much. Unless the game's in the snow.
Probably
but even
will
then,
be
like
in Chicago.
hopefully it snows. I just think the Bears have just gotten away with the last place schedule. They've proven everybody wrong every time. They're 11-6. I just feel like they're a very underwhelming 2 seed in the NFC. Very underwhelming 2 seed in the NFC. Now,
But they are the
Caleb
2 seed.
Williams has done well. He's done a good man. I think with their head coach from Detroit, for blanking on his name, but their head coach that they have from Detroit,
Oh.
the OC.
Oh, I don't remember.
I just off the top of my head. But I think he has fixed Caleb Williams.
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. Yeah, he's an offensive guru. Notice how Ben Johnson leaves and all of a sudden the Lions can't do anything on offense as much. They're not as scary as an offensive team. And Caleb Williams looks pretty good. And they gave a lot of weapons to Caleb Williams. I thought they drafted a very good team. I thought they improved the offensive line tremendously. And I think the Bears have gotten a lot better. Their defense has been collapsing late in the season. They're really relying on turnovers right now. I mean, they're getting a lot of breaks going their way. And I know they're kind of like I don't want to say they're an underdog because they're a 2 seed. They're kind of a dangerous team to play. But at the same time, I just, week by week, I just don't see the Bears surviving the postseason. As they strike me as a fragile contender long term to the postseason. And I think the Packers might expose it. If the Packers had Micah Parsons, I would definitely be picking the Packers in this game. But, you don't know what type of player you're going to get. Jordan Love. You've seen Jordan Love terrorize teams. You've seen Jordan Love just be a turnover machine.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bears have been relying on turnovers. It's an interesting game. I just don't. I think it's cinema. Why is it cinema?
I think it because of the history between the Bears and Packers and seeing that in the playoffs. Both teams are going to get up for this game. Both teams are going to be.
It's a playoff game. Of course they are.
Well, no,
that's like saying saying in the post game interview, like, well, we worked harder than them. How do you know? Because you won.
They're both going to get up for this game, not just because it's the playoffs, but because of who they are playing.
I thought the Bears-Packers rivalry was better when like a guy like Aaron Rodgers played for the Packers. There's not a lot of
why? Because the Bears
unlikable
lost every
characters.
time?
No, the unlikable characters. Like, he's an unlikable character. Caleb Williams kind of, but he's not really. He just kind of manages the game now. He's not super boisterous. Jordan Love's a likable guy. There's not a lot of unlikable players in this matchup.
I would say that the 2 best games are going to be Green Bay, Chicago, and San Francisco, Philadelphia.
I think San Francisco, Philly on the NFC side for sure.
Those are going to be the 2 best games. And
let's talk about San Francisco and Philly. I think Philly is kind of they're not as sexy as they used to be.
No.
I think you're starting to see that Jalen Hurts is finally getting exposed when he is, has to go make plays. The offensive line has not been as good as it's been in the past. Still very good for the Eagles. They benefit from the tush push, which should be an illegal play, but they do it better than everybody else because Jalen Hurts is very strong. I mean, he is a strong individual that can squat a lot of weight. I mean, when you have a quarterback that's built like a linebacker and can move a pile, you could be very successful at that particular play. But outside of that, your passing game's not very good because Jalen Hurts is not a great passer. They have to rely heavily on Saquon Barkley, which, as we've talked about with Eddie Brown, was going to be down in production after the year that he had last year. The defense is, been good because they've loaded up their defensive line. In fact, it's probably their biggest strength. Their defense is the real reason why they're in a lot of these games and why they're winning a lot of these games, especially the secondary. And they're built. I mean, that's built like a playoff team. But the biggest concern is the offense, which is wildly inconsistent. And the run game has kind of regressed with Jalen Hurts. I mean, he can only do this for so long. But as mentioned before, and I kind of agree, are they the most talented team that nobody trusts? Is anybody really trusting the Eagles right now as the 3 seed in the playoffs?
No.
I'm not a big believer in the Eagles. I think they're okay. I think the defense is elite, but I don't. Jalen Hurts is going to take them to the promised land again. I just that they don't. I mean, they have the whole issue with AJ Brown. They can't get AJ Brown the ball. I mean, they got all these weapons all over the place, but yet they're still not a scary team. Whereas I think the Niners have a chance that they can kind of scare them a little bit. I think they could get them in Philadelphia. I think the Rams probably have the best chance. They choked away a 21-point game in Philly earlier this season. But you look at San Francisco, the offense was red hot until the game against Seattle. Seattle's defense is elite.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that just goes back to just how good Phillip Rivers was in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, think about Phillip Rivers came off the couch. He was coaching a high school football team, and he goes out there, he picks apart Seattle's defense, Brock Purdy, with a red-hot Niners offense, couldn't do anything against Seattle. The turnover machine.
Game's on right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Getting shut out to the first half. The concern for the Niners has been the defense, but there might be, Fred Warner, Mission Hill's product, says he wants to come back for the divisional round if they can make it to the wild card round. I don't know how that's going to impact. I think the defense has been okay for San Francisco, but I think the defense is good enough to stop Philly.
Mm-hmm.
You have an inconsistent defense that has fallen off a cliff with no pass rush going against an offense that's also wildly inconsistent. I think this is a very evenly matched game for the Niners and the Eagles. I think this is going to be a good game.
Yeah, I believe it will be. The Rams-Panthers is going to be the worst of the three out of the NFC.
Every time you say that, not just you, but it will be a badass game.
Yeah,
and the Panthers will be right there ready to win it.
I wouldn't be surprised on that either way. I think it's going to be the worst game of the three, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a bad game. NFC outlook, though, Seattle looms, but nothing is certain. Seattle emerges as the NFC's most intriguing contender under second-year head coach Mike Macdonald. The Seahawks secured the top seed despite persistent self-inflicted mistakes, particularly turnovers. Executives note the paradox. Seattle looks vulnerable because of those errors, yet terrifying if they ever clean them up. Their playoff home field advantage is historically overwhelming, with a perfect home postseason record outside of the COVID year since 2005. Potential challengers do face brutal paths. The Rams would need multiple cross-country trips, while the Eagles would have to overcome offensive dysfunction against elite defenses. Though Seattle is favored, the NFC lacks a clear juggernaut. Models show only 3 teams with more than a 7% chance to win the conference, underscoring how wide open the field truly is.
It's wide open. The NFC is definitely wide open. Before we talk about the AFC in the next segment,
AFC is more wide open.
It's wide open. I think the AFC is still better than the NFC. I think a lot of people have said, "Look, well, the NFC's got all these great teams." I think everybody's got good teams. I don't think anybody's got like great teams. I mean, this is a wide open Super Bowl race. You think about some of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, right? Patrick Mahomes, not in the playoffs. Joe Burrow, not in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson, say what you want about Lamar Jackson, still one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. Had a good showing against the Steelers, even though Lamar has not won any big games. Not in the playoffs. I mean, you got several playoff teams that are riding hot quarterbacks right now. Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May. A lot of those guys don't have any experience in the NFL playoffs. Drake May, first playoff game. Caleb Williams, first playoff game. Trevor Lawrence has played in a couple. He's still one of those quarterbacks that's trying to establish himself in Jacksonville. He was expected to turn the franchise around. They've had a very quiet 13-4 season. We'll talk about them in the AFC. But you got a lot of quarterbacks, too, that have teams with flaws. Like, back to the AFC side, Josh Allen and the Bills have some flaws that we're going to talk about. Justin Herbert's a great quarterback. Justin Herbert is running for his life almost every single snap. A lot of people like to criticize Justin Herbert outside of, like, obviously Southern California, because most people here are Charger fans and they love Justin Herbert. If you put any quarterback in the situation that Justin Herbert's in, I mean, no way they're having success.
No.
Put Jalen Hurts on the Chargers and tell me how good the Chargers are. That's a good way to evaluate some of these quarterbacks. Not the best way. I know you can poke holes in that. Put Jalen Hurts on the Chargers and tell me how good they are. They're probably not very good. Put Justin Herbert on the Eagles. They're the number 1 seed in the NFC, and they're the juggernaut team that everybody's talking about that we don't have right now.
You think Phillip Rivers comes back if the Chargers asked him with that offensive line?
Oh, no way.
Shot.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I mean, if you look at, like, Southern California, because somebody's like, most people here are not Charger fans. Where all the Charger fans are here in Southern California, and there's still a lot in San Diego. I'm not one of them, nor do I like the Chargers, nor do I think, San Diego should celebrate if the Chargers win. I think that's a fun segment. If they win the Super Bowl, you can congratulate Dean Spanos for how great he's done. And then all the Charger fans that are in the YouTube chat that still think, you can't separate the two. I'm tired of having this conversation. I have this conversation all the time. Well, I root for the team. I root for the team and the players. I don't root for the org. You root for the org, dude. That's what you do. So if they win, which they never will, if they win, all the fantasies and the narratives that like you pretend don't actually exist in reality are all going to come about. It's going to make you upset. Well, that's reality. When they do a parade in Los Angeles and they talk about it's been so great moving to LA, we finally get to win a championship. You know that's coming. You know that's coming. And for the people in the YouTube chat that are traditionalists like I am, of anti-Chargers because they're no longer in San Diego, like our buddy Juan Reese, they're going to be laughing at all the people that are still Chargers fans in the YouTube chat that are like, I can't believe this is happening. This is the whole discussion I had internally when they left of, okay, well, maybe I could root for them. And then I pictured what it would be like if they won a Super Bowl, and it pissed me off. And so I'm like, I don't want to root for this team. That's what it came down to. If the whole thing is winning a Super Bowl and it doesn't bring you joy, then why do you root for the team when the ultimate goal is the Super Bowl? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. You look at the NFC trying to get a favorite for the NFC. Like, here's my least favorite question to answer. And it happens all the time when there's like some silence and trying to start conversation, right? And it's like, oh, we like sports. Like, I've answered this question 1,000 times. I hate answering this question. The question of who do you think's going to win the national championship? Who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl? I don't know. It's chaos. I just sit back and watch. I'm not a betting man. If I was, I wouldn't be on the air because I'd be making tons of money because I'd be good at betting, which I'm not.
Yeah, we've already figured that out.
Yeah,
we are
right,
not
exactly.
good at betting.
Not huge at betting. But I look at the NFC, I think it's wide open. Like, I can't, if I had to pick, I think the Rams are the best team in the NFC. I keep saying it. But their last 2 weeks, they have not looked very good. Atlanta beat their ass on Monday Night Football. And if Atlanta did not destroy the Rams on Monday Night Football, the Bucs would be in the playoffs right now. So if I had to pick in the NFC, I think the Rams, I think they're the best overall team. Matt Stafford's having an MVP level season. Sean McVay's been great every single year. He has been the head coach in Los Angeles. They got to clean up their special teams and their defense a little bit, but I think the Rams overall are the best team with the highest ceiling in the NFC. I think the Seahawks can be beat. I think they're good. They've proven that they're the number one seed. They have the best defense in football. They get the best run defense in football. And what is the team that wins in football, Frank? I've said this a lot. I don't know if you've been paying attention. Teams that can run the football and stop the run, win in all levels of football. You want to see teams that win championships? What are they good at? Running the ball, stopping the run. You can run your air raid offense. You can run your Mike Leach stuff. You can, say you go up and down the field all the time, slicing and dicing and using the air raid and run and shoot, all that stuff. If you can't run the football, you don't win a championship. And if you can't stop the run, you can't win a championship. That is the winning recipe in the National Football League. Want to know why the Eagles won a Super Bowl? They could run the football and they could stop the run.
They could also push that tush.
That's running the football.
No, it's different.
So if you look at the Seahawks under Mike McDonald, who was a great defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens and has been a great DC and is the head coach of that team, the Seahawks got a slight advantage. I still think the Rams are the best team overall in the NFC. I think the Niners can make a little bit of a case, as a team. I don't think Carolina is going to be very good, but every time you say that, they end up, those teams end up doing well. I think the Bears are still frauds, and I think the Eagles are not as good as they've been in the past. What's the AFC look like? Broncos are the number one seed. What are we looking for in the AFC playoffs? We'll talk about it when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show. San Diego's number one sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Need a contestant for a midday sports standoff coming up in the next segment. If you can take me down in sports trivia, you'd be qualified for a chance to win our grand prize. 2 tickets to Sammy Hagar and Dolby Live at Park MGM. We have a 2-night stay at Park MGM Las Vegas and a $100 gas card. Sammy Hagar returns to Las Vegas with his best of all worlds Las Vegas residency. Get ready to rock with your favorite hits from the Van Halen years, Sammy solo hits, and more. Only in Las Vegas this March 11th through the 21st and September 18th to the 26th at Dolby Live at Park MGM. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Let's talk about the AFC playoffs, shall we?
Sounds like a good idea.
Sounds like a great idea. In the AFC, Frank, what's going on?
All right, so the AFC games are going to be home run by Francisco Alvarez.
Squirrel.
Exactly.
Yeah, that game's
Squirrel.
not live. By the way, so I was playing that softball tournament, right?
Yeah.
And it was at Big League Dreams in Paris.
Yes.
And the thing was, have you ever been to you've been to a Big League Dreams, right?
Yeah, I went to the Field of Dreams in Chino, yeah.
Yeah. So the Big League Dreams in Paris, it's the same thing as like a lot of softball complexes, baseball complexes, all that stuff. They have like a bar in the middle, or like a snack bar area, and it's all enclosed, and they had a bar and all that stuff, and they have all these TVs on all the games. It's a Saturday morning. And there's college basketball on because they have ESPN on, ESPNU and all that stuff. I'm like, great. TCU plays Baylor. I'll have a great spot to watch it at 11, 12:30, whatever it was. Got to hang out, got all this time off. And I'm watching Texas Tech play Oklahoma State. Got a couple other games on. And then they change all the TVs to Buccaneers and Panthers, which would be expected. NFL is king, correct, Frank?
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for
Right,
him.
so they changed every TV to Buccaneers and Panthers because they were like, oh, the game's on today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the problem. They got fooled by the NFL Network re-airing of the game 2 weeks prior. And so they put it on, thinking somebody asked for them to put the game on because they thought it was on. And I'm like, who's the idiot that put the rerun game on all of the TVs? And then, as I sit there and go like, this is a joke. Why don't we put live sports on? The people watching the game thought it was live. They thought it was live. They're like, this looks really familiar. I thought the game was in Tampa. They thought the game was live at BLD, and they're watching it. I'm like, they don't air games on this. Game's not going to be on NFL Network.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, the game starts at 1:30.
It's an ESPN game, too.
The
ESPN ABC game.
It was on. It was the game that starts at 1:30. They're like living and dying at every play. Like, they had bets on the game. The top right corner says, this game is from week 15, 2025.
Yeah,
I could not.
Shows it up there now.
I was like,
2025, week 18.
Can we get the games back to the college basketball? No, well, the Panthers-Bucks game is on. I'm like, no, it's on at 1:30. They're like, no, it's on right now. My mistake. My mistake. Let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
How about this? I'll sit here and I'll tell you the score of this game. And if it turns out to be right, I get a trip here for free. Or you have to pay for my hotel tomorrow. Like something.
Yeah. Bet you $1 million that this game ends this score. They're going to think I have the almanac. Did you show up in a DeLorean?
Yeah.
That might win Sock of the Week. We got to bring back Win Sock of the Week in 2026. That's a new segment. Win Sock of the Week.
Gotcha.
The Big League Dreams in Paris, not knowing that the game was not actually live.
You said you played at Dodger Stadium and where?
The only games that were available were Dodger Stadium and Yankee Stadium because they were the only turf infields, and then it was just slipping and sliding in the outfield.
I played Yankee Stadium and Wrigley Field. I got hurt at Yankee Stadium, actually.
I had a home run at Yankee Stadium in Mansfield, Texas. The Mansfield one's cool. They have 8 fields. They have a bunch of old fields. So they had Wrigley, played at Fenway's cool with the Mazda.
Yeah.
They had Rangers. They had the Rangers ballpark. Obviously the one in Texas. The one in Paris has Dodgers, Angels, Yankees, and Red Sox.
Cool.
I just was like, my mistake. Sorry.
Yeah, I was the last out of the last game at Yankee Stadium. However, earlier in the game, I was playing third base and took a hard ground ball off of the dead center of my shin. I'm playing third base, like maybe 5 feet off the bag, and the ball ended up at the second base position. That is how hard that ball hit me directly in the shin.
Ouch, you sound like a slow pitch softball player. That's why they went close.
No, it was high arc, slow pitch softball. It was company softball. So like I was just happy to be playing again.
Yeah, use your glove next time.
I couldn't get it down fast enough.
I think my brother broke somebody's collarbone on Saturday.
Nice.
I was at first, he was hitting. And the Seeds tournaments, like the guys are good. Like they're very, very good. This is not like you're watching some Adam Sandler movie and they're playing softball on a Sunday at a park and it's like atrocious, or some church league. I mean, they're good players. And my brother hits the what of the ball. And there's a lot of ex-minor leaguers out there and guys that have played college. I mean, there's a lot of good softball players. And it's a turf field, so everything's a true hop. And just to say like how hard the ball is getting hit out there sometimes. My brother was playing center field. He ran in on a ball. It almost hit him in the face because it's knuckling. And he caught it like right before his jaw. And I was like, oh my God. Later on in the game, I'm at first. Matt's at the plate. And it's like late in the game. We need to like get a little bit of a rally going. Matt hits a 2-hopper to short. And it checks up. And it's so fast that it drills the dude in the collarbone and drops his ass. Just drops him. I roll in a second. The guy's like screaming in pain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. The pitcher's like, wow, he really hit the blank out of that. I'm like, yeah, he did. And then he said, the shortstop's like, I'm done. And he just walked off the field. And then there are more heavy set individual in the infield's like, I got short. And the guy that was playing 5-man goes, no, did you just see what happened to James?
Yeah, no, you don't.
No,
dude.
you don't have short. I'll play short. And so they had to kind of move things around. The guy ended up trying to go up there and hit, and like he got smoked.
No.
And here's the thing. Here's what I don't get. I do not drink at softball tournaments. People drink at these things, right? They have all these times. And so our team's out there, like, you want to go, we're going to go drink in the parking lot, whatever, have some White Claws. I'm like, no. I could barely. Matt almost got hit in the face sober. He's a good athlete. That guy got drilled in the collarbone with no alcohol in him. You want me to put alcohol in my system when the ball's coming at me at 200 miles an hour? Like, no, thank you. Absolutely not. You should clip that Frank made last. Yeah, you know what? The older Frank gets, the more his kids and grandkids will probably think it was actually at Yankee Stadium when he played for the Mets.
That was a hobbling last out, too. Like, I was barely moving at that point.
Yeah. You can go up there and hit under the influence. In softball and those tournaments, you cannot field. And if you're playing the infield, good luck. I don't even want to do that on the league night. But anyway, we're going to talk about the AFC playoffs when we come back. Braden Surprenant Show, sending us number one sports station, 97 through the Fan. Now's about time we need a contestant for a midday sports standoff. If you want to try to take me down in some sports trivia, give us a phone call, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We promise. Frank has worked on his midday sports standoff questions where it's not crazy. I don't know if it's up there with Scraby questions.
You
but
don't know that. You don't know that for sure.
That's true. You got to call in to find out. At 1 o'clock, we will be announcing today's biggest fans, so stay tuned for that as well. But again, if you want to take me down to sports trivia, try to. and you're successful at it, you'd be qualified for a chance to win our grand prize. 2 tickets to Sammy Hagar at Dolby Live at Park MGM, a 2-night stay at Park MGM Las Vegas, and a $100 gas card. Sammy Hagar returns to Las Vegas with his Best of All Worlds Las Vegas residency. Get ready to rock with your favorite hits from the Van Halen years, Sammy solo hits, and more, only in Las Vegas this March 11th through the 21st and September 18th to the 26th at Dolby Live at Park MGM. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. All right, let's talk about the AFC playoffs now. What do we got, Frank?
So the AFC playoffs, as they sit, will be number 5 Houston taking on number 4 Pittsburgh. That's the Monday night game that we railed on yesterday.
That's the other game too that is going to be interesting to say the least. I don't see a situation in which the Steelers. I'm not a huge believer in the Steelers. I think they're one of the luckiest teams ever. That whole game on Sunday night was crazy. Good for them for winning, but the Texans, as much as we talked about the defense for the Seattle Seahawks being really good, if you can stop the run and run the football, you're going to be pretty good. I think the Texans have the best defense in the AFC. Mm-hmm. Elite 9-game winning streak. They started the season rough.
Yeah, they were bad.
They were 3-5 to start the season. They were even worse than that. Mm-hmm. I think they started the season 0-3.
Yeah, they were like 1-5. They were really rough.
They've gone on a 9-game winning streak. They're very comfortable playing ugly football games. They have an elite defense. The problem, obviously, is their offense just goes dormant for long periods of time, which you can't have in the postseason. But if you play good defense, you could stop the run. You're going to have success in Pittsburgh. You're going to have success in cold weather. You're going to have success in the postseason. And the Texans are right there to potentially winning a division. They were 1 game away. Obviously, the slow start that they had probably played into that. Jaguars took care of business at home against the Titans, and the Texans end up being a wild card team. But they're a team that nobody wants to play, in my opinion, in the AFC. I think the Texans are legit.
I agree.
Their offense is a little bit of a problem. Now, for the Steelers, you got the Aaron Rodgers factor. They have just looked like they have been treading water the entire season. They got off to a decent start. They played not really a lot of good teams. That division is not good. Cleveland had their coach fired. Cincinnati had personnel fired. They're keeping Taylor as their head coach. Joe Burrow missed a significant amount of time for the Bengals. The Ravens had a very uncharacteristic season. They didn't look very good either. Lamar Jackson missed some time. Derrick Henry was just a complete non-factor during the time that Lamar Jackson was out. So it was not a good division. Just like the NFC South wasn't a good division. But you know what? They made the playoffs. They won their division. They deserve to host a playoff game. Should be an interesting game on Monday night next week. The next wild card game that we're going to talk about in the AFC as we get up to the number 1 seed, which is the Denver Broncos. Broncos got a dominant defense too. Their offense still stalls too often. They're very much like the Texans. You got to go into Denver to knock them off. The AFC road runs through the Mile High City. But I'm not a big believer in Denver either, and Bo Nix, but we'll see what happens with the Broncos. They're waiting on a bye for this week. But the next game on the list.
You don't believe?
Believe.
Believe.
In Bo? No,
Nix,
I do not believe in Bo Nix or the Denver Broncos.
The number 6 Buffalo Bills matched up against the number 3 Jacksonville Jaguars. So Josh Allen, who is finally in a postseason without Joe Burrow, who's finally in a postseason without Patrick Mahomes, is now the number 6 seed. It's not going to be able to play at home at all.
They're going to play on the road. They're going to play in Jacksonville. They're better than I think the Bills are better than Jacksonville. Jacksonville has had a very sneaky 13-4 season. Yes. Trevor Lawrence is playing really good football, though. They're on an 8-game winning streak. Very creative on offense. The defense, though, they have a lot of injuries on defense. They haven't been able to finish a lot of sacks this year from the defensive pressure situation. Mm-hmm. I think they're a little bit of a sleeper, but it's the Josh Allen effect. And the Buffalo Bills, they've been there before. Now they're 0-5 in road playoff games under McDermott, but those games weren't against Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville. Yeah, no. Those games were against Cincinnati. Those games were against Kansas City, right? I mean, think about all the times that the Bills have had to play on the road with Sean McDermott as their head coach. They got Josh Allen and a strong offensive line. And to me, this is a team that could be on a little bit of a run. And the biggest thorn in their side is not in the playoffs in Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. This could be the year that they do it. They were hard knocks this year. I don't know if that's a curse or not, but they made the playoffs. I like them over Jacksonville in an upset. And then it sets up for what could be a good game against either the Chargers or the Patriots, right?
Yep.
And if the Chargers beat the Patriots in New England, guess who gets to host the home playoff game? The Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
But Bills Pats round 3 would be pretty good.
It absolutely would be. So that would leave the Chargers and the Patriots. I wonder how many Charger fans here, and call up if you want to explain this to me. How many of you guys are still holding on to that Sean Merriman, what was it, 2008 nonsense between the Patriots and Chargers from here that would get you amped up for this game?
I'm sure the diehard Charger fans like Trav Gundy in the chat are probably licking their chops at this game. But it's just such a different era of Patriot football. It's just I actually like this Patriots era. I like Mike Vrabel. I like Drake May. I like the New England Patriots team. I'm going to love the New England Patriots on Sunday. It's going to be great. I'm rooting for the Pats. A big Patriots fan all of a sudden. Chargers are limping into this thing.
Yeah.
They got Herbert having to carry the entire team. He's playing hurt. They got the worst offensive line in the NFL. I mean, Herbert's going to try to do the best he can, but it honestly feels like the Chargers are a playoff team by accident. The Chargers are a playoff team because at the beginning of the season, they did very well. And right now they're running out of gas. I mean, they played a legit playoff team in Houston. And what did Houston do to them 2 weeks ago?
Whooped them.
Beat their ass. And if it wasn't for penalties that Houston committed, it was like 9-2. That game wouldn't have been close. And they couldn't move the ball against an elite defense like the Houston Texans. Herbert's on his own. It's over. It's just the Patriots are going to kick their ass.
Really quick, the AFC is described as historically flat. Denver and New England, the top 2 seeds, collectively have just a 51% chance to reach the Super Bowl, far lower than recent seasons dominated by elite quarterbacks. Unlike past quote-unquote wide open AFC years driven by Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow, this field is led by Bo Nix, Drake May, and Trevor Lawrence, creating genuine belief amongst mid-tier teams that this could be their year. NFL executives remain skeptical of Denver's frequent citing offensive limitations, yet the skepticism applies broadly, reinforcing the sense that no team inspires fear.
I think it's all evenly matched. I think this what makes this fun. I think the best part about this playoffs is you don't know who's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
When you talked about the baseball playoffs, you knew who's going to be there on the National League side. I mean, you really did. It was going to be, and everybody was rooting against LA. And this, you have no idea. I mean, Pittsburgh could beat Houston at home. They could. And Buffalo can go to Jacksonville and win. And the Jags could beat the Bills and the Patriots back-to-back. The Chargers, as much as I said, I think it's over for them because of their O-line just beat up. The Chargers have the talent to beat New England. I mean, you're going against a team and Drake and the New England Patriots that are playing in the playoffs for the first time in a long time without Bill Belichick and without Tom Brady. And it's Drake May in his first playoff appearance. This is not a New England Patriots team that's used to playing in the playoffs. This is a brand new New England Patriots team and a brand new New England Patriots organization. Chargers go in there and win. Mm-hmm. We've seen Josh Allen and the Bills choke in the postseason. The Chargers can beat them too. I mean, you could make a clear path in the AFC for every one of these teams. I mean, the Chargers and Broncos on Sunday was a close kind of battle.
Yep. And
Trey Lance played in that game. So I think any of the teams that we have listed, those 6, can go to Denver and win. I think it's the most wide open Super Bowl race we've seen in 20 years.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, this is why I can't answer the question. What do you think's going to win the Super Bowl? I don't know. It's anybody.
I'll tell you, it's the team that wins 4 games.
The Outsiders. San Diego Chargers will win. No, they won't because they don't exist anymore. The Los Angeles will win to pair with the Dodgers and have the LA dynasty. You say it like that, and guess what? San Diego Chargers fans get disgusted. It's called reality. All right, let's get to the game. All right, Frank, who we got playing today?
We have Kyle in San Diego playing today.
Yeah.
Kyle, how are you?
Yeah.
Doing well. How are you guys doing?
Good, good. There's going to be a lot of answers to this one. There's 13 answers to this one.
Nice.
The
Nice.
question today is...
Hang on a second. Go ahead and say the question.
Which AFC teams have made it to the playoffs multiple times since 2020? There are 13 answers to this.
There's 13 answers. Did you know how many teams are in the AFC?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
No. And you know what the best?
16 teams in the AFC. All but 3 have made the playoffs since 2020.
We're turning a new leaf here.
Okay.
We want to
I
get
hope
people
Adam got his audio back for that.
We want to get people qualified to go on these trips because we didn't do that a lot
Okay.
last year.
Jeez.
Kyle, you have the advantage, so you have a very, very good chance at getting qualified to go on this trip.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
All right. Chiefs.
Chiefs, yes, they have gone 5 times.
Chargers.
Chargers have gone twice.
Bills.
Bills have gone the most. They have gone 6.
Broncos.
The Broncos have gone twice.
This is where you should have given points based on how many times they made it.
I was thinking that.
That would have been a lot. That would have made a lot more sense. Trying to get what now I'm just naming teams in the AFC that are not the Metropolitans.
Okay. The normal sources that I have had all the questions that you hate, which is what team has blue in their logo?
I hate, or
You
your
hate
boss
those.
Adam hates. Name a team in a state that begins with T.
I'm trying.
All right. Let's move on. All right. So what did Kyle say? What was his last pick?
Yeah, Kyle, what was your
All
last?
right. Ravens.
No, he said the
Yes.
Patriot.
Well,
He said the Bills or something like that.
yeah, he said the Bills. That was
All
right.
right. Steelers.
Steelers at 5.
What's the score? Do you even know?
It's 3.
We're just naming
It's 3
teams.
3.
Bengals.
Cincinnati's been twice. Yes.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's been twice.
Texans.
Houston's been 3 times.
Indianapolis.
Ha! No, they have not made it more than once. Not so easy now, is it?
Like the last one I kind of know, Dolphins.
The Dolphins have made it twice. Yes.
Since 2020.
So that wait, hold on.
There's 4 teams
That's
left.
6. So Kyle, you need one more, and you win.
Well, I know the Raiders haven't made it. And the Jets haven't made it. Oh, maybe the Jets have. Maybe it's the Browns. Oh, the Browns won the division a couple times. I'm going to go with the Browns.
Browns have been twice.
I'm at a loss. Shoot. Well, the Raiders.
No, the Raiders, no.
What teams have we said?
Chargers, Chiefs. Broncos, Bills. Steelers, Ravens. Jags, Bengals. Texans, Dolphins, Browns.
How many teams is that you named?
Kyle, you win. Congratulations.
There's only 3 teams left, which is 16. There's no more teams.
Kyle, hang on the line.
I gotta know the answer to this now. What are the 3 teams that didn't make the playoffs multiple times since 2020.
Hold on.
Colts,
I'll tell you during the break.
The
Yeah,
Jets and the Raiders.
I'll tell you during.
We'll know at the break, maybe. Braden Surprenant Show. I gotta get the answer for the the trivia question. It's kind of a great recurring bit. And I will say this, Frank. As bad as some of your questions have been, Scraby's got years of bad questions on you. Still.
Brother, I'm trying my hardest, man.
I know. Hey.
It's not a lack of care. It's not a lack of trying.
Yeah, here we go. Sob story. Come on. That's why I do the point thing.
It's funny, though. I will admit that. I'm not trying to be funny while doing this, though.
It is funny, though. The reaction's funny.
No, it is funny. I'm not going to lie. It is funny. I'm not doing it to be entertaining. I'm not doing it to be funny. I'm not throwing in screwball questions because I think it's going to be funny.
The funniest part is people coming up with their own versions of your questions. Name lakes in Minnesota. There's 10,000 of them. You must pronounce it correctly, though.
Yes, you must.
And spell it.
All right.
All right, it's time. What is the time for, Frank?
It's time for the biggest fan.
It is time for the biggest fan. Today's biggest fan, big congratulations, today's biggest fan, Trisha Bertolino in Santee. Trisha Bertolino in Santee. Give us a call in the next 10 minutes at 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973, and you'll qualify for a grand prize. 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey suite at a Padres game with all of the fan staff later this season, catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Remember to register your name at 97thefan.com/biggest-fan. Trisha Bertolino, Bertolino, Bertolino. Trisha Bertolino in Santee. Got 10 minutes. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Best part about this bit is seeing Go Aztecs and Nate Taylor in the chat immediately get upset. Nate had a good one yesterday when I brought up another name, Nate something. No relation.
Oh, yeah.
Always good. Nate's got some good one-liner witty responses.
We love the Jesse Eckler bit.
All right. What is the what do we got on the trivia question you had?
All right, so the answers were?
There's 13 teams in the AFC that have made the playoffs more than one time.
Since 2020.
If that doesn't tell you about parity in the NFL, I don't know what does.
Buffalo has been all 6 years. Again, this is counting this year, all 6. Kansas City 5, Pittsburgh 5, Baltimore 4, Houston 3, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Denver, Jacksonville, Chargers, Miami, New England, and Tennessee have all been twice.
So the teams that have not are
the other ones.
The Raiders.
Yes.
Did you say the Browns?
The Browns have been.
The Browns have been twice.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders, the Jets.
Raiders and the Jets are the other two.
And then what was the other one? There's 3 teams that haven't made it.
Yeah.
There's 32 teams.
Did you not say?
I said the Browns, but you said they made it twice. Did they make it twice?
Didn't you say there was another team before that?
No, I said the Jets and the Raiders.
Oh, yeah, the Jets and the Raiders, yes.
And I don't know what was the last team we're missing on?
Colts.
No, the Colts. Yeah, that's right. The Colts haven't made the playoffs more than one time.
The Jets have not made the playoffs since 2017. They are one of 3 teams that have not made the playoffs since 2020 started.
Well, here's the thing with like the NFL. This goes back to our first segment of the day with the parity in the league. You have to go back for baseball, but you're talking
there
about
was a connection there, Adam. There was a connection to the show.
The parity conversation, like. You know, everyone wants to talk about the champions. You still have to be good to win the championship, but the playoffs, like the Major League Baseball's had different names in the playoffs a lot. But you're just looking at one side of the NFL. There's 16 teams. 13 of them not have just made the playoffs, Frank. 13 of them have made the playoffs multiple times.
Yes.
In a 5-6 year span. Now, that being said, there are 7 teams that make the playoffs out of the 16 every year. So it's almost half. So they're bound to have a little bit more numbers in that. Mm-hmm. And I'm surprised they haven't. And I'd be curious if this happens in the new collective bargaining agreement next year. Are they going to expand the playoffs to 8 teams on each side in Major League Baseball? I think they should.
I mean, That's going to be that's a long playoff. Baseball's playoffs are long to begin with, but to make it even longer,
What do you care about more,
I think
regular
it's
season
fine what
games
it
or
is.
playoff games? It's playoff games. Make it 8. Just make it 8 teams on each side. Everybody else could. Baseball's the one sport you can play every single day. So one sport you can play every single day. Yet they are the smallest playoffs in professional sports. Hockey,
Oh God, yeah, hockey playoff. Yeah, that kind of
they have
ruins,
16 teams in the
that kind of
playoffs.
ruins my argument.
Hockey's got 16
hockey's
teams in the playoffs.
take forever.
The NBA has 16 teams in their playoffs, and the NFL is too shy of 16 teams in their playoffs. And the NFL, you can't play every week or every day. You play once a week. It's only a matter of time before the NFL gets the 16 teams in the playoffs. So why isn't baseball getting the 16 teams in the
might
playoffs?
as well.
They're the only sport you can play every single day from like a health perspective. Probably shouldn't play hockey every day. I know they do every once in a while. And hockey also plays a 7-game series. You don't have to do that in baseball. You can do a 3-game series. That would suck if you're the 1 seed.
Hockey playoffs take
They take 2 months.
Take a month and a half.
They take 2 months. The NBA takes 2 months in the playoffs. The NFL takes about a month. Basically 2 now with the Super Bowl being in February. But it's the only sport that doesn't have. It's the only sport in Major League sports where you can play every single day with no injury concerns.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it has the smallest playoffs in all of pro sports in the United States. It's not like soccer, week off. It's not like football, week off. It's not like hockey and basketball. You have a couple of days off. They all do it. It's surprising to me that the Padres, Major League Baseball is not expanding their playoffs. Because right now they got 6 on each side still, right? Or they have, yeah.
Baseball?
No, they got 7 now. They're like the NFL, right? They have the 7. They
No,
have the 3
it's
wild
6.
cards. 6. It's still 6.
Yeah, it's 6. They have the 1 and 2 get a bye, and then it's 3.
That's right. Yeah, they have 6. And they had
6,
8
4 or 5.
on both sides during COVID.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't done it yet. I would go best of 5, best of 5, best of 7, best of 7. You could go 3, 5, 7, 7 if you really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But that, then you got, because if you do the first round of the MLB playoffs and you do a best of 3, the problem is it's like it doesn't reward the higher seeds.
That's a little
You're kind of
rough.
hosed.
Yeah.
You get the home field advantage. You get 3 games in a row at home, potentially. But that's kind of a crapshoot. I think you got to go 5, do 5 again in the divisional series, go 7 and 7. And then there's the whole deal with like these teams on buys. It's like, oh, it's not great for baseball. You don't do buys. I'm surprised they haven't done that yet. That's what's interesting about that. All right, we have some time. Let's get to this thing about Aztecs and Aztec football, Frank. San Diego State making some changes in the staff. A lot of position coaches being changed a little bit. They got player movement, obviously. Some recruiting and retention fund. What are the updates on San Diego State football as we begin? And we have already begun college football free agency period. I don't even want to call it the transfer portal or transfer window. What is the transfer part of this? This is just free agency, especially for the next segment when you have laid out what's going on with teams in the playoffs having all these players leave in the transfer portal. It's college football free agency. What is the updates on Aztec football?
So as of right now, we'll just go with the players first, and we touched on this one a little bit yesterday. Edge rusher Trey White is on his way to Texas Tech, reportedly.
Good for him.
For a contract exceeding $1.5 million, while linebacker Owen Chambliss will reunite with former coach in Nebraska on a 7-figure deal. Additionally, backup running back Byron Cardwell Jr., who transferred to San Diego State last year from Cal and was their team's 4th leading rusher, has also entered the portal. So Trey White off to Texas Tech, Owen Chambliss off to Nebraska, and Byron Cardwell Jr. is into the portal.
Yeah, they got him from he's a Lincoln. No, he's not Lincoln. He went to St. Augustine, then he went to Morse. Then he went to Oregon. Now he's at San Diego State. Now he's in the transfer portal again. We'll see where he ends up. But again, it's just every single whatever. It's just every single year. It's just a free agent every single time. Aztecs did, according to Kurt Kenny, which was released yesterday, they received a commitment from Kentucky transfer quarterback Stone Saunders.
Yes.
Who was a prolific high school passer and was a 4-star recruit out of high school. He entered the portal after a coaching change with Kentucky. This announcement was made Monday night on Instagram by Aura Sports, the company that represents Saunders, with a photo of Saunders in Aztecs uniform and Snapdragon Stadium in the background. Post said congratulations to Aura Sports quarterback client Stone Saunders 8, his official Instagram account, on agreeing to terms to transfer to Aztec football.
And also, I believe they got two.
They got the twin brothers from Michigan State.
Yes, on the offensive line,
which is good.
Yes,
those are good additions for San Diego State. Now, what I find funny in this, and we're gonna talk about when we come back with the whole transfer portal era, it's like the verbiage, agreed to terms to transfer, all these contract announcements, they're talking with their agents about this, talking about the agent, they're close to negotiating a deal for this. Or even and I'm watching because, as a TCU football fan, I pay attention to what they're doing. All these people, we have re-signed so-and-so. USC re-signed all these players. We have re-signed this guy. It's such a joke. That was like something else that popped up in college football in the transfer portal over the break that I thought was funny. We'll talk about it when we come back and how much of a mess it is. And some important players that just played playoff games that are now into the portal. Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego Sports Station 97 through the Fan.
Bet tonight?
Not a bad idea.
That I'll have more hits than you.
Let's do it right now.
How much you want to bet?
We'll do $5.
Oh, God.
Oh, it hits well in the air. That was sick, dude. What a great leadoff. What a great leadoff.
Yeah. You want to be mic'd up?
Oh. No, Rick. There's the Joel we know. Well, you're lucky I'm a huge target at first, dude.
Someone gassed.
Chell's got to get us in, though. We're screwed next at bat. That's not great.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, Zion. Are you? That is the saddest thing. Are you insane? That is sad. No confidence.
Ethan, you better get a hit now.
It's like Moneyball. He's got no confidence, ugly girlfriend.
Come on, Sam.
Oh, hose him!
Oh, we got it. Can we get a first baseman that can catch? One time, Matt. Nice. All right.
Glasses on too. That's why.
Oh, damn it. Can we score some runs? Play first base. All of a sudden, it's locked down.
Who bats after Q?
I think it's the other team.
Go! Go! Go!
Show Braden how to run home.
Oh, damn it. Got under that bat.
Hey, the sprint suck.
Come on, Cello.
I can play Cello.
Oh, look at the throw.
Oh my God.
Oh, pick me, dude. You can't see it. It sucks.
I can't see anything.
Oh, I crawled back. Hey, did you ask him to buy you a beer after that?
Hey.
Got us beer, dude.
You were serious right now?
He does.
Dude, yeah, Ethan, seriously, dude.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Ethan, sit next one. You don't boo nobodies. That's what I'm hearing.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Nice ball, Matt. Nice job.
I'm the best.
Hey, good job. Hey, we won. Nice job. Good job.
Good game, guys. Good game.
Let that big guy's going.
Good game. Where do you want me to sign, sir?
Like where you're always.
Don't set the Fox.
No, nobody makes me sign. But I'll whatever you need for your kids or whatever, like signed ball or anything. Let me know.
You're all over it.
Bet tonight.
Not a bad idea.
That I'll have more hits than you.
Let's do it right now.
How much you want to bet?
We'll do $5.
Oh God!
Oh, it hit the ball in the air. Oh, sick, dude. What a great leadoff! What a great leadoff!
Yeah. You want to be mic'd up?
Oh. No, Rick. There's the Joel we know. Well, you're lucky I'm a huge target at first, dude.
Someone gassed.
Shell's got to get us in, though. We're screwed next at bat. That's not great.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
Zion. Are you? That is the saddest thing. Are you insane? That is sad. No confidence.
Ethan, you better get a hit
Yeah,
now.
it's like Moneyball. He's got no confidence. Ugly girlfriend.
Come on, Sam.
Oh, hose him.
Oh, we got it. Can we get a first baseman that can catch? One time, Matt. Nice. All right.
Glasses on too. That's why.
Oh, damn it. Can we score some runs? Play first base. All of a sudden, it's locked down.
Who bats after Q?
I think it's the other team.
Go!
Go!
Show Braden how to run home.
Oh, damn it. Got onto that bat.
Hey, the Surprenant suck.
Come on,
I
Cello.
can
stay
play
down.
cello.
Oh, look at the look at the throw.
Oh my God.
Oh, pick
Oh.
me, dude. You can't see it. It sucks.
I can't see.
117. We're adding more and more videos to the commercial breaks on YouTube. That's been hard. I got a lot of them like already produced. I just had to it has to fit a certain form on there. I don't know how. Oh, that's on me. Foul on me. Left the sound on my laptop.
I even hear it.
Yeah. Where's the foul?
Oh,
He draws the foul.
first foul of the year. I didn't even hear it. So,
Foul on Sam, by the way, earlier today. He gets 2 fouls.
uh-oh.
Yeah, he got 2 fouls.
Let's hear why. Then
Well, the
we'll
first
award the
foul
foul.
was his arguments against the college football playoff, and he wants it back to he wants to get rid of the college football playoff or make it down to 4 teams. Foul.
He draws the foul.
And then he had another foul, and I forgot what it was for. Somebody in the chat knows. I think Juan knows. He had another foul. Oh, foul for missing the Aztecs basketball segment, which he demands for.
Oh, that is right. Yes,
That's a
he did.
foul.
He draws the foul.
Absolutely. So
So-
Sam's got 2 fouls.
Yeah,
that
so-
first one's a tech, too.
Braden has the first foul of the year, the first official foul, as it's called.
You should
And
get a foul
Sam-
for your trivia question
And
today.
Sam has the most so far this year.
Are you going to keep track? Where's your whiteboard?
Don't remind me.
Foul on Frank.
Don't remind me.
You let the whiteboard get thrown away. That's a foul.
He draws the foul.
Okay. All the fouls.
You also get one for the question today.
Why? Okay, fine.
Assign points. Assign
He
it.
draws
We've
the
been
foul.
over this.
Fine, I'll take it. So now Sam and I are both in foul trouble here this early
Max
in the game.
2-game suspension for that trivia question. Don't tempt Frank with a good time. Oh yeah, go ahead.
We're
Pull
in-
my leg.
We're in foul trouble early here, boys.
Yeah, it was the last hour of foul trouble. Speaking of foul trouble, let's talk about college football's portal madness. The quarterback portal madness is out of control.
It is. It's insane.
As somebody that's got to see it, I mean, it's funny. During the break, and people are like, "Oh, like TCU's quarterback's in the portal,"
Oh, he's not.
and I'm like, "Well, yeah, but whose isn't? What do you want me to do about that?" He was getting $2.9 million to play at TCU. He wants to go somewhere else. He goes somewhere else. Whose quarterback is not in the portal? That should be the game. Dun, 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 dun,
Tomorrow's
dun,
trivia
dun,
question.
dun. Yeah.
Whose quarterback isn't in the
Which
portal?
quarterback's not in the portal? Then you could say Mendoza, come on down. Everybody's entering the portal. What was the latest portal news, Frank, that you put on the sheet today?
Latest portal news is the expectation is that Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson will be entering the portal and will either go to Tennessee,
Nice.
which reportedly is his favorite school growing up, or Oregon.
Who's got a ton of money.
Yes. So that's the latest as far as who is going to be in the portal. Now, who is in the portal is still just, it's incredible.
It's everybody. Almost everybody is in the portal. Now, the thing is with the portal, and again, the free agency, I can understand some of these. Like, the quarterback for Harvard just committed to TCU. He got 4 years at Harvard. He didn't play the first year, so he can still get another year of eligibility. He got his degree from Harvard. Now he can go play high-level college football and get paid. Like, he's not allowed to get paid at Harvard. The Ivy League schools do not have NIL. Neither do the military academies because they're government employees. So from that perspective, I get entering the portal. From the perspective of being at, this is obviously going to upset San Diego State fans, but being in a group of 5 school, group of 6, whatever it is, not being in the autonomous 4, whatever name you want to give it.
They'll be Power 5 next year. Relax.
Of course. And you want to have an opportunity to play at a Power 4 school and get paid a little bit more. Yeah, that makes sense. But like the ones that don't make any sense are these. I'm the quarterback of Alabama. I'm going to go to Tennessee? Like, for what? Aside from money. Like, stop trying to tell me it's not a money thing.
And again, if it's your favorite school growing up, and I have a friend who's a Tennessee fan, of course your brother's an alum. If your favorite school is Tennessee, why didn't you just go to Tennessee?
Sometimes the opportunities are different. Like, the quarterback that won the Alamo Bowl for TCU, right? Ken Seals. He grew up a TCU fan. He grew up in the Fort Worth area. He went to all the TCU camps. He wanted to be TCU's quarterback like his entire life. He loved it. Never got an offer. He went to Vanderbilt. Like, because at the same time, Max Duggan was the quarterback coming in as a freshman recruit. Like, you only get to play one of those guys. They offered Max Duggan. Max Duggan took him to a national championship. Like, you know, he wasn't better than Max, obviously. So he goes to Vanderbilt. He starts 20 games, and then he comes back in the portal. He gets to play at TCU. You know, he came back. He lost the job to Josh Hoover 2 years in a row. Hoover leaves in the portal. Now you have an opportunity. That's what, like, it's fun about the bowl games. That's what's fun about college football still. You get the stories like that. That guy played his ass off for TCU because the name on the front of the jersey was more important, which you don't see as much anymore. So it's not always opportunities. But here's the other thing, too, that people forget about. And Sam put in the chat. You don't know how many of these players are getting told, enter the portal, you're cut.
Yeah, that is a thing.
I mean, I've heard rumors about certain Aztecs that have been entered in the portal, and I don't know for a fact, so I'm not going to name names and upset anybody at San Diego State about players that were asked, you're not on the team anymore. We're going to go in a different direction. Enter the portal. Those are the players that usually end up at FCS schools or even below, or not even on a team after that point. So a lot of the time, guys entering the portal are getting told they're cut, essentially. So that's also part of the conversation. But, you know, are they pushing out Simpson at Alabama? Do they think they can get somebody better? It might be the case. Is, you know, Josh Hoover one of those guys that get TCU? And the thing with Josh Hoover is he was been talking with Indiana for like the entire season.
Yeah.
And he was committed to Indiana out of high school. And then TCU flipped him, and he played 4 years at TCU. He graduated from TCU. He's got another year of eligibility. He goes to Indiana. That's all right. Go ahead. Go chase the bag. I think the biggest problem with the college football and the transfer portal and everything like that is the transfer portal windows don't make any sense. When they happen, don't make any sense. Your ability to leave all the time don't make any sense. The NIL is out of control too. But what needs to happen, you just got to put in rules.
Yeah.
And the rules are so simple. Just nobody wants to do it. And here's the other thing. As much as everybody said the NCAA is big, bad NCAA, which they have been, I think a lot of people were upset at the fact that the NCAA would suspend kids and rule them ineligible when, you know, they weren't making any money and somebody bought them a sandwich. It was a improper benefit, undue influence to go to the school because the coach bought him a sandwich because the kid didn't have any money. They tried to get people wanted that to go away. Instead, they went to the full 180. And it's like, let's just start paying them for just playing. It's like that really defeated the purpose of the student athlete. But you look at the situation in college football, And college football drives all of this, and then followed by college basketball, which is allowing G League players to come back of eligibility. But the NCAA put this out over the break, and I agree with it. They can't enforce any of their rules if they get sued and then they lose every lawsuit. And they've been losing every lawsuit because everybody's so anti-NCAA. It's like, oh, how dare you make all this money off of all these kids when you ain't give them anything? Well, when they're making money off their own name, image, and likeness, which is what it's supposed to be, it's kind of a fair deal to go to college. I mean, think about it. You get a college education for free, and you get $5 million on top of that in a year to be a college football quarterback? That's a heck of a deal. You don't even need a college education if you just start with $5 million to start your life. As long as you're not done with your money. But if they just put in simple portal rules, you get one transfer, you got to sign a 2 to 3 year contract, put penalties in for breach of contracts of leaving, like they've done for some, unify all the rules. This is why you have rules in professional sports, Frank. This is why you have these rules in professional sports. It's why they have a Rule 5 draft pick. This is why they have all of these little stipulations in Major League Baseball. It's why you're like, oh, I wonder why they have these cap rules in the NFL. This is why you have these rules.
Mm-hmm.
Why you have penalties for going over the cap on this. Why? Because there's rules to make things competitive. Because you play in a field that's supposed to be based on entertainment and competitiveness. This is not hampering somebody from making money. These are the rules and what they signed up for. And in this particular case, you don't have a situation where Arizona has 3 of their starting defensive backs not play the morning of the Holiday Bowl and disappoint a lot of fans that showed up and paid money to go watch their team play in the Holiday Bowl.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. It's going to come to a point where people are tired of paying for this. And they're already starting to do it. And the interest level is going to be low. And I'm not talking about the interest level of ratings. I love watching college football. I'm going to continue to watch it. There's a lot of people that love watching college football. You know what a lot of those people do that watch college football? Don't write checks for the players to play.
Yeah.
But when the people writing the checks are going, this doesn't make any sense. Why are we writing checks to people that aren't going to stay at our school? And you got to remember something. When you start talking about people that are very wealthy, that can write blank checks just to give away, those are people that made their money by not lighting it on fire. And that's what they're doing, is they're lighting it on fire. I saw this one the other day. I don't even know his name. I can't remember. USC just lost a receiver to the portal.
Mm-hmm.
He signed with West Virginia.
Okay.
He got paid, allegedly, $550,000 to play at USC last year.
Okay.
Do you know what his final stat line was at USC in 2025? For $550,000.
30 catches, 400 some odd yards?
One catch for 26 yards.
Oh, for God's sake.
Not his fault. I mean, it could be playing time. He could not be that great of a player. They overpaid for him. He's in the transfer portal. He's like, I'm out of here. $550 in his pocket. One catch, 26 yards. You could do that. We could run a screen pass with the best offensive line in the country. Give you the rock. You could probably get 20 yards before you get killed, and collect the $550,000 catch.
As Augie just said, that was one hell of a catch, though.
It is. It is basically like playing, and like some of these, it's like these bonuses. If this USC receiver can catch this ball, he can win $550,000. Like it's a halftime show
He
at
did
a
it.
game.
He did it.
He did it. The crowd goes nuts. College kid makes $550,000 on a catch. Stupid. It's dumb. This is what makes it dumb. It's like, how do you? And here's the other thing with college athletics. Like, let's relate it back to San Diego State. Trying to get people to watch San Diego State football in town. I've heard the negativity from a lot of sports radio people in town that have done this for my job longer than I have. And they all gave up on it. I'd love to see San Diego State turn into something with college football. I am an ally, as much as like my criticism might stir them the wrong way. I would love to see people go to Aztec football. I think it's good for our town to have a Division I college football team at the FBS level. We got one at the FCS level, the USD down the street, but it'd be good to have a solid college football team at the FBS level in town. I think it's beneficial for everybody. But the reality is you get a brand new team every single year. And this is just adding to the problems that San Diego State already has. But the reality is, how do you have people in town support a team where there's a brand new roster every single year?
Yeah.
You can't do it.
How do you do that anywhere?
You can't. I'm just related back to San Diego State. Like,
right.
At TCU, like, I'm a season ticket holder for TCU football. I support the program. I want them to do well. It's my alma mater. I had a great time working for the football team when I was there. But the player, like the connection to the players, if they're going to leave after the year, I have to learn a new team. I'm going to stop caring. And the other thing that's about this deal is, what people understand is, as much as like the players do bring a massive value to these teams because they're highly talented players, people want to watch highly talented players, they're also getting a very large marketing window by wearing the logos and the jerseys of these prestigious college football teams that have established themselves in the national eye for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why these logos are trademarked, and you can't use their logos in any type of advertising, and you can't use their logos for any type of sponsorship without the written consent of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Why do they have those, Frank?
People know they can make money on it.
Because it's valuable. So a kid wearing an Alabama uniform is valuable to the kid just as much as them being on the team is valuable to the team. And I think a lot of people have forgotten the fact that these brands are very, very much a big reason why these kids are as popular as they are, despite the social media and them being very athletic and everything like that. It's a two-way street. And the money thing is interesting to me. But I can't imagine this. This is not a sustainable situation. It's just not. And we talk about this almost once a show. But it's just not sustainable. The whole coaches moving during the season to different teams. As much as I say don't hate the player, hate the game, for the coaches, you got to say it about the players too. It's honestly not the coaches nor the players' fault. This is the rules that they made. Being able to hire and poach coaches in the middle of the season is absurd. Could you imagine that in the NFL?
That's called tampering.
Could you imagine that in Major League Baseball, in the NBA, in the NHL, in any type of professional league, but it's okay in college?
It's also called tampering.
It's called tampering, exactly. They don't have that rule in college for some reason. There should be windows to be able to do it. I mean, right now, Ole Miss has coaches that work for LSU right now and work for them. It's stupid. In what world are coaches leaving in the middle of the playoffs at a professional level? This is professional sports now. They need professional rules. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Final segment of the Braden Surprenant Show when we come back. San Diego Sports Station 97 through the Fan.
Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go. Oh, there we go.
Did the director's cabinet give you that shirt? Did you block out the noise and just swing it?
We got a bunch of guys that let the noise get into their heads and they're swinging the club. Okay. Ready. I like to think I'm making Kyle better. I've been hitting balls down the middle and Kyle decides, no, that's not good enough. All right, what goes further? Braden's drive or me throwing the football here? Oh! Shot.
Wow. Hey, put that one in between commercials.
Rocks.
The next group coming up too.
Ow!
I don't know how good it is.
Punch. 1840. Ha ha!
Phillip Rivers.
He played quarterback in high school, by the way.
They didn't have many quarterbacks in Colorado.
Falcon of we got here. How we
I could just put it in my bag.
Do you have one of those? Do you have one of these? We didn't win, but...
Wow! That's Gary's 7th mulligan. I think I'll pick up that other one.
Cigar guy.
Trade myself to there.
That's not a bad putt. Cut. Get there!
Oh, we got a bird, right? Under now. That was a great putt by you, by the way. I don't know why you want to be on camera.
What? One. Hey, bud. Go. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Did the director's cabinet give you that shirt? Did you block out the noise and just swing it? We got a bunch of guys that let the noise get into their heads and they're swinging the club. Okay. Ready. I like to think I'm making Kyle better. I've been hitting balls down the middle and Kyle's side. No, that's not good enough. All right, what goes further? Braden's drive or me throwing the football here?
Oh! Shot. Wow. Hey, put that one in between commercials.
Rocks.
The next group coming up too.
Ow! I don't know how good it is.
Punch. 1840. Ha ha.
I mean, Phillip Rivers.
God, he played quarterback in high school, by the way.
They
Falcon.
didn't have many quarterbacks in Colorado.
Falcon. We got here. How we how's the playing?
I could just put it in my bag. Do you have one of those? Do you have one of these? We didn't win, but.
Wow! That's Gary's 7th mulligan. I think I'll pick up that other one.
Cigar guy.
Trade myself to there.
That's not a bad putt. Cut. Get there!
Oh, we got a bird, right?
Under now. That was a great putt by you, by the way. I don't know why you want to be on camera.
What? One. Hey, bud. Go. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Did the director's cabinet give you that shirt? Did you block out the noise and just swing it? We got a bunch of guys that let the noise get into their heads and they're swinging the club. Okay. Ready. I like to think I'm making Kyle better. I've been hitting balls down the middle and Kyle's side. No, that's not good enough. All right, what goes further? Braden's drive or me throwing the football here?
Oh! Shot. Wow. Hey, put that one in between commercials.
Rocks.
The next group coming up too.
Ow! I don't know how good it is.
Punch. 1840. Ha ha.
I mean, Phillip Rivers.
God, he played quarterback in high school, by the way.
They
Falcon.
didn't have many quarterbacks in Colorado.
Falcon. We got here. How we how's the playing?
I could just put it in my bag. Do you have one of those? Do you have one of these? We didn't win, but.
Wow! That's Gary's 7th mulligan. I think I'll pick up that other one.
Cigar guy.
Trade myself to there.
That's not a bad putt. Cut. Get there!
Oh, we got a bird, right?
Under now. That was a great putt by you, by the way. I don't know why you want to be on camera.
What? One.
Final segment of the Braden Surprenant Show. Saturday Number One Sports Station 97.3. The Fan. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. Might be an action this weekend on Sunday. Do some content.
You're right. There will be plenty of inaction on Sunday.
They're not going to come with us?
I'll come with you guys. Of course I'll be there.
Going to make some man on the street stuff?
So just
See
tell me
what's going on?
Tell me where to be. You know.
We got to get back to that. We got to get back to some of the social media stuff that we haven't been able to do. New sites for 2026.
Yes, exactly.
Working on different content, trying to keep things as entertaining as possible for you guys on YouTube and other areas of content for our other spots that we post to. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973.
And just to show the commitment, we're already working on end of year stuff.
Frank is, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Frank's casings in the wild. These are just some of the videos that we had before that we haven't posted yet, and we're going to keep updating it with other things. We're going to get Frank in some of these videos, which is going to be great. I wish we had more videos of you at OTL. Did
Yeah.
we get any videos of you at OTL?
I don't
we got
know,
pictures
honestly.
of you at OTL.
I honestly don't know. I don't remember if I was in any of the videos. I didn't play. I do want to play this year. I would be very interested.
We got to
playing
get you
this
on a
year.
team.
Yes, I would love that.
We got to get you on a team. We got some of the again. The hardest part is like some of these videos are just too big.
Yeah.
I've been compressing them. I've been putting them on different whatever.
Sushi Sam in the chat. I'm all over the commercials. Do I get NIL?
No.
You're right. You do get. He does. He does get nil from these
It's
commercials.
nil. You know what NIL stands for? Nil. As in that's how much you're going to get. Like the NFL, not for long. All right. We're going to talk about some of the quarterbacks that are in the transfer portal, and then some interesting stuff from Ken Rosenthal today that we want to get to finish up the show. And we're going to play that clip for you in just a little bit. But let's get to the quarterback. I mean, you have a list.
Yeah, there's a list of quarterbacks here. This is compiled by ESPN. Thank you very much to Max Olson, who did this actually this morning. Actually, it was updated. Right now, the top ranked quarterbacks that are in free agency. We'll just call it what it is. Top quarterbacks that are in free agency. Braden Sorsby transferring from Cincinnati to Texas Tech. He does have 1 year left. He is a redshirt junior. Number 2 on that list is Arizona State's Sam Levitt, who is a redshirt sophomore. He still has 2 years left.
Has he officially signed with Kentucky or no?
Not as of the update of this article, but it is expected that he is to go to Kentucky.
All right, so we have two guys on the list, both in the Big 12. Moving on to the next one.
Drew Mestamaker,
the North Texas quarterback.
From North Texas to Oklahoma State.
Just
He's
like
a redshirt freshman.
Else. Did you see that entire roster flip?
Yes.
I think their head coach is the new Oklahoma State head coach, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, there you go.
And so now it's just going to be a bunch of that. And then the same thing with like Penn State. Penn State hired Matt Campbell, and Iowa State is just becoming Penn State now.
Well, yeah, and same way Virginia Tech is about to become Penn State. So, I mean, that's just the way this works. Byron Brown transferring from South Florida. He is committed to Auburn. He is a redshirt junior. He has 1 year left. Josh Hoover, as we mentioned before, redshirt junior. He transferred from TCU to Indiana.
Okay, that's the third Big 12 quarterback now.
Yes.
I'll give it a tap.
There's number 4, Rocco Becht.
From Iowa State.
Redshirt junior
Big
from Iowa State to Penn State. Dylan Raiola.
Yep.
He is a true sophomore transferring out of Nebraska. He still has 2 years left.
He went to 4 different schools in high school.
That's
in 2 different states.
So he's used to this.
Yeah, his dad played in Nebraska, and he was going to go to Georgia, and then he decommitted because he got a big check to go to Nebraska, and he played in Nebraska. Nebraska's like the place that he's stayed the longest.
Yeah, there you go. Again, true sophomore, 2 years of eligibility remaining. He has not committed yet. DJ Lagway out of Florida. He is also a true sophomore. He has also not yet committed. So Lagway is out. Kenny Minchie has transferred out of Notre Dame. He's a redshirt sophomore. He went to Kentucky. So
people thought he was going to go to Nebraska.
Yeah.
And then at the last second, he got a call from Kentucky, offered more money. He's going to Kentucky now, which means is Sam Levitt still going to Kentucky? Or Sam Levitt going somewhere else? Sam Levitt's going to Aero Club.
It's called.
No, that's Sammy Lev. It's going to be too hard to do the baseball stuff and college football.
Yes, it is.
If he's playing in the SEC, he's got to stay on a West Coast place.
Jaden Craig, this is the one that you mentioned. He's a redshirt junior going from Harvard to TCU, so he'll be the new TCU starting quarterback. Aiden Chili's, I'm guessing is how you pronounce that name. He's a true junior, transferring out of Michigan State. He has yet to commit. He is the 11th best quarterback available in free agency. Aaron Philo, redshirt,
Philo,
okay. Redshirt freshman out of Georgia Tech.
Sounds like he's going to Florida.
Okay.
I saw that one today. That's why I looked it up real quick.
Deuce Knight. He is a true freshman transferring out of Auburn.
Austin Simmons from Ole Miss is going to Missouri. Colton Joseph from Old Dominion is going to Wisconsin. What happened to that other guy? What was that guy's name? The guy who played for San Diego State and then went to Wisconsin. Danny O'Neill.
Yes.
Is he not playing there now?
I do not know.
Anthony Calandria, UNLV is in the Bo Pribula, the Missouri kid that was at Penn State, is now back in the portal. I know his dream was to play at Penn State. The James Madison quarterback, Alonzo Barnett the third, is going to UCF.
He's a big one to go. He's got a lot of upside.
Ethan Grunkmeyer from Penn State is transferring. Cutter Boley from Kentucky is transferring to Arizona State. That's almost like a true trade if Sam Levitt makes it out to Kentucky.
Yeah, more or less.
I mean, they got these Power 4 quarterbacks that just enter the transfer portal. Quarterback's different though. Like, there's only one position, and when you're a backup quarterback, you can't play anything else. It's not like when you're a backup linebacker, you're on special teams, and there's different packages you can be in. Backup offensive lineman, backup secondary, like all that stuff. But when you're a quarterback, you only get to play once. You only have one chance to play, and so I understand it. But the problem with the NIL is like all these guys are transferring for just bigger pay raises.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Ethan Grunkmeyer should transfer out. Honestly, I understand that Beck is going to come in and he's coming in to be the starter, but he's only going to be there for a year. He's going to be a senior next. He's a redshirt senior next year. Grunkmeyer is going to be a redshirt sophomore next year. I mean, he still has a couple of good years unless he wants to go to a group of 5 school and play.
He could be one of the guys that they told him to get lost.
It could be.
I mean, that's the other thing too. There's a lot of these guys that are just told,
but why would you
go ahead?
But why would you tell him to get lost if he's got so much eligibility left?
Because it's only one spot. There's only one spot to play.
I understand that, but you have your replacement already.
Yeah, that's if he stays though. Quarterbacks don't stay to sit. They don't. They got to go somewhere to play. Because the other thing too is when you enter the portal, what are you going to do? Post practice highlights? I mean, one of the gripes from some people that are in the portal, like the coaches, that like a lot of kids still post like they don't have any playing time, and they enter the portal, which is dumb, without any playing time. They post practice clips and they post high school clips that are like 3 or 4 years old. And so if you're not playing, you're not getting anything on tape. You have to play.
Mm.
And if you're a quarterback, you have to play. And if you're not playing, there's no reason to be there. Right? Like you have to get tape. You're not getting any better if you're not getting game reps. They got to play. And so if you're not going to play, you got to go if you're a quarterback. I get that. I understand that. It's going to be hard to develop and move guys up the leaderboard, like up the ladder like that, like they used to in college football, unless you start signing guys to multi-year contracts. Now, Speaking of multi-year contracts, speaking of spending money, Major League Baseball has had a lot of small market teams spend a lot of money. Frank was on this pretty early, reading between the lines, but Ken Rosenthal talked about on Foul Territory. Here's what Ken Rosenthal had to say.
I have to ask this about some of the smaller market, quote, smaller market teams, the Pirates and the A's. All of a sudden, they're spending money. Did they find money somewhere? Or is this the collective bargainings coming up? We need to show teams that we actually, and the players that we can spend money, because the A's are trying to sign these guys to extensions. The Pirates are, imagine this, actually signing legitimate free agents to help with their pitching staff. What the heck is going on? Are we in bizarro world right now?
We are. And AJ, I've been kind of asking this question all off season. And we wrote a story, Evan Drellick and I, early in the off season about the Pirates and Marlins, because we heard early on that suddenly they had shifted, that they were signaling to agents that, yes, we're willing to spend in free agency to a greater extent than in the past. It has come true with the Pirates, for sure. They've been on a number of pursuits and signed Ryan O'Hearn. It has come true to a lesser extent with the Marlins, who have just signed Pete Fairbanks, admittedly a good signing for them, but they haven't really gone out there in a big way for free agents. The A's are a situation where they have pledged to ramp up as they get closer to their move to Las Vegas, and they're doing that. Not maybe to the extent that we originally were told they would, but they're spending. Now, that's each individual situation. What you're asking, AJ, relative to the CBA is the question I have and the question that's been raised to me by agents and others. Okay, what's going on here? Why suddenly the shift? The Pirates, we want to build around Paul Skeens. That's ridiculous. You had Paul Skeens for 2 years now, and you did nothing with it. So why now? Is it because, as you suggested, AJ, hey, CBA negotiations are coming up, and these teams want to prove that they can spend maybe to avoid a floor? Who knows what the motivation might be? But I've learned over the years, always be suspicious of teams that shift in direction. And these teams all seem to be shifting somewhat in direction all at once. And yes, I do believe it's CBA related. I do believe maybe these teams have been told, or at least nudged in a direction where MLB is like, hey guys, we're not going to be able to make a strong case here for whatever we want to make when you're pulling this. I won't say the word I was going to use, but when you're pulling what you're pulling, put it that way.
Sense. I think it makes a lot of sense. This is what we've been talking about for the last couple of. It's just fine. It's just ironic that all of a sudden the teams that don't spend. I want to say small market because San Diego's a small market. And we spend money. The Padres spend a lot of money. I just say teams that notoriously don't spend money are now all of a sudden spending money.
The timing is just too convenient.
It's way too convenient. And you know what? Does it make it for a better product? Maybe. I mean, but it's not like they're making gigantic splashes. They're spending some money. Like $14.5 million for the Pirates might seem like a lot, but like in the grand scheme of things, is that a splash of a sign?
For them, yeah.
I know, but just in general.
No, not in this market.
It's not
no.
the level that you would need to make the league balanced, right? Like signing Ryan O'Hearn, at least they're trying, right? At least they're trying. You can see through all the crap right there. But at the same time, if Ryan O'Hearn signed with any contender for that, would you consider it a splash?
No,
you wouldn't consider that a splash.
It's a role player.
He signed with the Braves for whatever. What was it? 2 years, $14 million. 2 years, 14 a year. Whatever. It's like, was it $35 million? What was the contract?
I don't remember off the top of my head. But no, that's a role player.
Right.
It's a bench role player.
I mean, the Padres signed Ryan O'Hearn to the number that he got with Pittsburgh, which was. Let me get the exact figures again. It was 2 years, $29 million. Right. You would be like, it's a little expensive.
Yeah.
But at the same, it wouldn't be like, oh my God, what a splash. Even with the Pirates, they didn't announce it as a splash. He's the second highest paid player on the Pirates. Behind Mitch Keller. He's $1 million short of being the highest paid player on the Pirates. $14.5 million. You put Ryan O'Hearn on any team that spends money. Any team that spends money. Like the Padres, right? You put that contract on the Padres. He is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He is the 8th highest paid player in the Padres. Wouldn't be a splash. So even though they're spending money, it does seem a little fake on the whole, like, oh, we're trying to win now. I did see a tweet today that popped up to go full circle on that A's conversation. The Montreal Expos Twitter account that I don't know who runs that.
It's a gem mine every single time.
It's so great. It responded to the A's thing. It said, at least our trademarks still work.
Yes.
Are still in effect. Our logos and trademarks still work. It's good stuff.
Fantastic.
I did see also in that last break, to go back to like the portal nonsense of, and I told you, it's only a matter of time before the wealthy individuals that have been funding the NIL game to try to win get tired of just letting the money walk out the door every single year. One of the boosters at Colorado says he's not spending anymore unless the kid stays and has loyalty to the team.
Good.
He's like, why are we wasting money on guys who are just going to walk out the door?
Good.
Keep it that way. Get some sense back to college athletics.
Love that energy.
All right, he's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. That was a fast Braden Surprenant show. Coming up next, Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello with Gwynn and Chris, Matt's Gravy on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.2 The Fan. See you guys tomorrow.